So let's do a little bit of a recap here. Over the last few weeks, you guys as Clan Graniteback have been working the town of Illinois in the Kren Empire. You've been plying your trade as traveling craftsmen dwarves. You were really having a good go at it. The season had been profitable, and then things started to take a bad turn. You had helped out the farm originally, and then you moved on to your next project, and then after that, Filbert disappeared. He disappeared, and you guys didn't find him until it was unfortunately too late. And Filbert ended up dead, killed by the Emperor's agents, the Reapers. They believed he knew something about, or was somehow connected to, a coming rebellion, which then later that week exploded into the area as a rebellion built mostly of slaves and disgruntled lesser races waged an all-out war. While you guys were fixing the inn, several groups of rebels invaded the town. One of those groups attacked the inn that you were at, where Othig had bumped into some of his old war buddies. And you guys found out that while he was in the military service, that they called him Goblin Bane because, well, he killed a bunch of goblins, and so that's how that works. And you guys had a pretty good time, pretty good go out of it. The Kren guard who ran into the inn to help was almost killed, but you managed to pull that off in such a way that she survived. After that, you were given commendations, and things in the area continued to degrade. Any thoughts or questions about that as we get into it this week?
We joined the army, right?
Well, you've sort of... You're always in the army when you're a Kren. You're part of... They can basically call on the citizens to form the standing militia.
We're kind of like conscripts at the moment, right?
Yep. And so, over the next few weeks, you guys have been conscripted. Every commoner who's able to wield a weapon splits some of their time between their work and some of their time between military services.
Hey, Mike, I'm going to roll my Tinker check.
Oh, cool. Oh,
jeez.
That's a good one. You have a very good go at it. You'll actually get 3 of those because it's going to be 3 weeks are going to have passed before you guys start this next adventure. So... And the world balances itself back out.
He was so pumped after the combat.
Oh, well, look at that. So, turns out pretty good.
Adrenaline dropped.
I think where Grummy, if possible, seeing that her companions don't always have armor, would like to try and fashion some for them with her leather working ability.
Okay. Well, at this point, you guys would be given, while you're on duty, you would have armor.
Right, but then it's taken away when we're not, right?
Well, you leave it in the vaults.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's up to the guys if they'd like her to try and fashion some. If not, that's all right too.
Mav is good without armor on.
I mean, being a... We have armor for when we need it, right?
Yes. Typically.
So, while we don't have our own personal set of armor, I'm gonna metagame for a second. If this is gonna be a long-term thing, then definitely yes. But I don't know how much of an issue it is at the moment. You know what I mean?
I do.
So if you want to push for that, then with my
no, it's just the only thing I'm good at.
Well, things have been weird. You guys have never had this much turmoil in your travels. I mean, there's always a little bit of turmoil. Some unlucky group has to deal with something like the rats. But what has gone on has been different for you all.
Yep.
That's for sure.
So,
if
right.
you...
I cook things, I leather work, and I draw maps, so...
Yeah, if you really want to push for that, then Thanic would help with that. For just even just like fashioning like the metal rings or whatever that you would need to make it a functional set of armor. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Studded leather actually wouldn't be bad if you can use your skills alongside mine.
that's what I was just gonna say. If you two want to take a crack at it, you could come up with 2 suits of studded leather armor based off of the stuff that you have. It
Fair.
will take a significant portion of time, so I might let you change that decision based on what's gonna happen here in the next few weeks. So I just wanted to let you know that there is a significant amount of time that has passed. So let's move on to our opening cutscene. The room ahead is filled with smoke. It has an odd smell to it. It's somewhere between sulfur and death. Torches line the walls of the chamber, but most of the light is lost and diffused in the thick, filled air. Chanting can be heard from somewhere up ahead. The smoke begins to swirl as if a wind had caught it, but there is no breeze that can be felt. Suddenly, the candles go out, and the room is plunged into darkness. The chanting stops, and just for a moment there is an eerie silence. A silence broken by laughter. So, here's the current state of Clan Granite back as you guys enter into this 3 weeks, and you can tell me how you want to spend your time. You guys are broke, for the most part. Your wagon with your provisions and a lot of your common goods and the clan treasury had been hijacked at the end of the raid and stolen. So you guys are very down on your luck at the moment. You've had to take what money you could scrounge from a lot of other sources and put together to rebuy supplies for everyone. So I would like all of you to take any gold that you have and donate at least 50% of it to the clan. And then that just goes away so that provisions can be bought.
So I will donate, I can't do math, 3 gold and 7 silver, so I'll have 2 total left.
I'll donate 4 gold.
I'll donate 250.
Othig, who, for anybody who happens to be listening to tonight, has a virus and can barely speak, and he says he's going to give 3 gold and keep 2 for himself. Okay, so...
Actually, Mav's gonna give it all.
Okay.
We'll give all 7 gold.
All right, you go ahead and drop it all in.
Wait, how much do you have? Did you say 7 gold?
Yes.
How did you get 7?
He had Filbert's money.
Filbert's.
Oh, right.
Now I don't. Filbert's gone. And, well, I just gave away all of his money.
Yeah, well, someone had to do it.
Yep. That's okay. Filbert gave all away his life. So.
Yeah.
For the crown.
All right, so most of the dwarves follow suit. Everybody does keep some personal finances for them, which is very appropriate. Nobody bats an eye at that because a lot of times you guys aren't using clan provisions. You're buying your own meals and things like that when you're in town and doing other stuff. So the clan gets enough to scrape together enough provisions to finish out your time here. However, there's things that need to happen. You need to resupply a wagon. You need to get another wagon. You need to get the mounts together. And so you guys have 3 weeks to figure out how best you each can make money for the clan on top of anything else you want to do. So this is where Grummy maybe making some armor for the group kind of comes into question. It's what's more important, making armor for you guys because you've gotten into some scrapes or fueling the clan. Tinkering or fueling the clan. It's that type of stuff that you guys get to decide here.
Yeah, I think it probably would be better to fuel the clan with your... Who's making armor for the conscripts at the moment? Is there a need for that? Is that something that we could make and then sell to them? Is that something where you could get some leather scraps from just out hunting and sell that for that? You know what I mean?
There is a smith in town who does a lot of crafting for the military under normal circumstances. However, she is very overwhelmed at the moment. There are other crafters who, in the community crafting space next to hers, I'll throw the town map up for everybody. Next to her space, is working night and day as well to create things like studded leather armors and light medium armors that conscripts and soldiers can wear. So there is a good amount of work that could be done there by somebody with smithing, tinkering, leatherworking skills. All of those type of skills could come into play there.
Being relatively devoted to the militia, where Grummy would do during the, I guess, more midday and late evening hours, would work in the leatherworking department, and then during the morning and evening would hit the game trails and attempt to help acquire foodstuffs, given that that is what she is. She is a provisioner.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Utilize her skills for that, and then try and keep track. Like I think I said before, last week or the week before, was trying to see if we can't map out some of the best game trails to make it more efficient.
Sure. That's something that a lot of people in this area, there's a lot of hunters from this area, so to get to the good game, everybody knows you got to go pretty far out. So you could definitely, if you roll well enough on 3 survival checks, you can definitely help in that regard. But the DC is pretty high because it's a fairly populated area and they do know the territory pretty well. So if you want to go ahead and make 3 survival checks, then I'll let you know how your time goes.
Do you want them just open in thing, or do you want them in the tower?
No, they can be open in the thing. That's 2 above average rolls. The first one's a little rough. We'll say that on your way out, you're definitely following in the footsteps of other hunters who are thinking the same thing, that we need to get a lot of resources back quickly for the town to recover from this loss. And so, but the next 2 days you're a bit more successful. So between lending your aid to the crafting station and doing a decent job hunting, you're able to put a decent amount of money into the granite back coffers at, we'll say, 20 gold.
Nice. Very nice.
So, Othig, I know you can't talk much tonight, but I'm going to guess that you're probably going to lend your time to smithing and helping with the creation of weapons. And that's it's a very good move, because a lot of the stuff you guys would normally be doing has already been done. You're now stuck in town and unable to leave until you get your resources back, basically, is what's happening here. So standard application to just aiding in the smithing will come in at 15 gold for the clan, unless you want to type out something else that you think you might be able to do specifically. Okay, that's good. And then, let's see, Mav and Thanik. Anything in particular you guys would like to be doing?
I would probably... did you say we would... I'm trying to remember. It was a couple weeks ago. You said like 4 hours a day would be devoted to the like guard work and stuff?
Yes, you get a 4-hour shift.
So I would probably spend so I think it would probably make sense to spend, just the evening doing my own tinkering stuff, which I'll keep those rolls for them.
Okay.
And then the rest of the time off, I would just aid with the armor smithing stuff. Whether I don't know how that would work if it would just be going over to the other smith and like working with her, or having it be like taking orders ourselves. You know what I mean?
It would be a little of both, but for the most part, she has the facilities set up, and she's right across from the military garrison, so the 2 places work pretty well hand in hand for doing all that. And because all the extra militia gear is coming out of storage and being used now, there's a lot more upkeep that's going on. So the sharpening stones are running around the clock, and all of that type of stuff is happening around the clock. So we'll put another 15 then in for the coffers, since that's just the basic what you're going with, and then you're keeping your tinkering rolls. And Mav, anything in particular you would like to be doing?
I was just gonna kind of be helping out as much as possible wherever he's needed.
Okay. So you're not an unskilled laborer. You've been around the clan a whole lot, even though you may or may not be proficient in certain things. So why don't you just go ahead and give me 3 d20 rolls, and we'll see how much Mav applies himself to what's going on. Look at that. 2 aren't so good, but 1 comes through, and we'll just say because of who you are, you're definitely helpful. You earn your day's wages as the others have as well, applying yourselves. But one of those days, you hear Astera, the smith, in an argument with a traveling merchant over pricing. And it seems like this merchant is trying to gouge her. And because of that nat 20 roll, you step in and you start to talk about where else you could get those types of things. And you start to kind of threaten his standing as her supplier. And he backs down right away. And you save her quite a bit of money. And so we'll give you a little bit of extra gold for that as well. So we'll throw that in at 18. So.
Real quick, I just have a question.
Yeah.
Is this because we're all technically businessmen?
Mm-hmm.
Are we? I mean, I know this is kind of extraordinary circumstances, but like, at least my attitude towards this is not to steal business and make
Enemies?
Yeah, yes.
Right. That's kind of everybody's attitude that lives here locally.
Okay.
It's one of the reasons that you're getting paid, but you're not getting paid like you normally would for your services. The town is kind of under, what's the word? Martial law, so to speak, for now. So you're being paid, but it's a lot of the concept is volunteer work. So you guys make, what is that? 68 gold for the clan, and you can each take 6 as your own cuts out of that.
Dang. All right.
Yep, 68 for the clan and 6 for your own cuts. So you can decide whether or not to give more of that back to the clan or not. And then that's just for those common laboring type things that you've done. And you also earn 2 gold a day for military services. I'm sorry, 2 gold overall, not 2 gold a day. Okay. You each earn a 2 gold stipend for the 3 weeks that you're serving as guardsmen. Okay, so Othic's gonna give 6 of his back, and that'll put the pot up to 74.
I'd give 6 of mine back as well.
Okay, so that's 80.
Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna need to buy something, and I'm gonna be the only one with money.
And that's okay.
It's okay. One of us has to be greedy.
All right.
I'm not greedy.
And so
The last
thing that happens is, and this goes back to what Wera Grummy has decided to do, is she's spending her time out in the field. She comes across a nest of emperors, or what was that?
Reaper.
Yeah, the scorpions.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Reaper servants.
Yeah.
Which obviously she makes the nest out before she gets tangled up in it. But
Who is this again?
Wera Grummy.
Oh, okay.
But these are extraordinarily valuable if they can be caught.
I mean, am I alone?
When you find them, yes.
Oh, are they more valuable alive or dead?
Definitely alive. The poison, like any sort of toxin like that, does start to decay. It still stays very viable for a long time, but these scorpions are large enough to be milked, like a snake would be.
Oh yeah. I think she'd make at least one attempt to try and assess whether or not she'd be able to handle acquiring a few of these before seeking help, because she is very independent.
Mm-hmm.
Is this where you roll a new character?
I mean, potentially.
She would know this. This is an extraordinarily dangerous situation that could be very beneficial. But staying back and assessing the situation first is going to be good. So go ahead and make a D20 roll. Or survival if you're not proficient in that. So it's just
No, they're the
D20.
same for me.
Yep.
So no, I can tell this isn't going to go well at all.
Yeah, you do. You take a look at it, and this is definitely not something you could handle yourself. The way they've built this nest into this outcropping of rock, there's no way to get them to skitter out without risking yourself in the current way it is. So you would have to come up with some sort of device or plan to lure them out before you could cage them without risking a sting.
Do I know if any other hunters are in the area that I've been in? Because that would have been one of the things that I would have been trying to add to my maps is who's going where, effectively.
Sure. There would be other hunters nearby that you've bumped into. Random Kren folk who are out working the woods. But you're really not near any of them when you find this thing.
Do I feel like it's out of the way, or do I feel like somebody else is going to come across this?
The way you went further and further out to find good game, you do not believe anybody else is going to stumble across this. And if they do, they will probably be tipped off to danger by the large rotting hippogriff carcass that's out front that the scorpions are eating.
Well, that's good. That's good. Rotting hippogriff.
A hippogriff can fly, right?
They can.
Not
They
anymore.
also land to eat. So.
Okay. So I am going to. Gosh. I am not going to get another character killed by myself, so I'm going to go get help.
All right.
He wants to bring us all with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do. I want to get everyone else killed.
So you arrive at camp that night. It's your last night you'd planned on being out for the time being, and you let the other three know what you found. And this could easily, depending on how many scorpions you're able to catch, it could net the clan 100 gold per scorpion.
Jeez.
Woo! Okay, here we go, boys. Hey, Tinker Boy, I need some stuff. I need you to enhance a couple of my traps so that we can catch some things alive.
You have traps that don't keep things alive?
No, my traps definitely kill things because that's the way we eat them. I'll just stare at him.
I'm just thinking like we had to kill the cow because we couldn't keep them alive. But yeah, no. What do you need?
So yeah, just to see if we can enhance or fabricate some of the hunting traps that I have into a more live trap-esque situation. And then I would also attempt to find Othig to see if he can reinforce them. So, what the heck is your name? Thanok to modify them, and Othig to reinforce them, and then trying to find Mavamine to see if we can protect ourselves in any way beyond what we're already capable of.
How big are these scorpions in the first
The
place?
size of a dog, if I remember right. The big ones, the adult ones.
No,
Big, right?
these aren't that big. They're large. They're more. They're. Well, maybe I might have said dog, but I was
Like a small dog.
Yeah, like a corgi.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say a cat, but that's a lot of dogs nowadays. So yeah.
Yeah, I was picturing mini.
Yeah,
So
that's about right.
for the adult ones. So yeah, the size of a real small dog. The one that killed, what's his name?
Filbert? Oh no.
No. Acom. Amcom.
Yeah.
Amcom would have been a young one, right? That was what we were told
Correct. It was.
because they were able to hide it under his pillow.
Yep. Who was going to hide it under their pillow? His pillow.
Where Grummy is convinced someone hid it under Dad's pillow.
Got it.
Yeah, no, definitely. If that means, yeah, I mean, whatever you need.
Woot.
Okay. So why doesn't everybody make a check then? Mav, how would you like to help the process?
Oh, let's see here.
I think there's a couple of things that fall into your skill set.
Okay. Could I use my charisma to help get better or cheaper supplies to reduce our cost on it?
You definitely could do that. That's for sure.
I'm used to good at something.
What kind of a skill or stat would a tinker check be for this?
It's either always going to be it's a D20 intelligence or dexterity, depending on what you're doing. For this, it would probably be an intelligence check
Okay. Alright.
because you're not
I'd
doing
assist
any.
you with that, but I'm
Yeah.
not a tinkerer. I just know how to keep animals alive.
Terrible.
It's not good. Othig, you want to give me a Smith check on the construction of these? Much better. That'll help. Oh, that's Mav's persuasion. I was just looking at numbers. So, all right. Mav, you're definitely, because you saved the blacksmith all that money before, she definitely cuts you a deal on the materials you need. And then, Grummy, you want to give me a survival check as you can do it with advantage because you're used to working with your own traps. And
That's better.
you're very thankful for that.
Blacksmithing. So
It's your
I think
smithing
you're-
tools. You're proficient with them.
Yeah. Are you extra proficient? Whatever it's called.
Double proficient.
Expertise
Expertise. Yeah.
might be.
I don't remember. You told me before what you took expertise in.
War gong.
Yep.
Expertise in war gong. Okay, so you guys, the traps aren't super reinforced or extra creative, but you do add a little bit to it. The parts are cheap, so Grummy, you can drop another 2 gold on what you need, and
Okay.
then you guys also in this, you know that even though you guys as dwarves are resistant to poison, that some antitoxin might not be a bad idea in case anybody.
Which is why I approached Mavamine. I thought Mavamine had those things.
No, he's got a healer's kit.
Oh,
And
my
if you
bad.
want to pick some antitoxin up,
Yeah, sure. I'll buy it.
All right.
I don't know even know how much antitoxin is.
I don't.
15 gold each.
Is it that expensive?
I don't know. I was being a brat.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's that expensive.
Oh gosh, it's 50 gold.
Yeah,
oh,
I thought it was pretty expensive.
That's
never
yeah.
mind. No antitoxin needed.
Let's see. Grummy.
It is possible that they would have some supplies, being in the middle of the desert, cheaper.
Yeah,
Surprise!
they might, and that's what I was just gonna say. Mav, why don't you and Grummy both make survival checks between the two of you, with your healer skill and her knowledge of the wilderness. It's not terrible. That's not so good. Yeah, you guys are. You might just have to risk this one.
We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. Let's do this.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah.
could I use some of my tinker points to add to the?
You
Traps?
could. You definitely could. Absolutely. So how many you got now? You
I
Points?
have 3.
3 tinker points. Yeah. How many do you want to spend on it?
Tinker points.
Sorry, I cut out. It's 100 per point, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I have 3.
Okay. How many would you like to spend?
Having never done this before, I'll use all 3
Okay.
since we could make some money off of this.
Right on. at first, you guys, Thanik sits back and monkeys with a few things, and he's very dissatisfied with it. And then he kind of leaves the project behind and goes over and sits on a rock, and he's staring at the cage and the triggers, and he starts sketching some stuff. And he gets up and starts walking over towards it, and then turns around, sits back down, and then sketches a few more things. And then you all go about your other business, trying to find some herbs that you know have antitoxin qualities to even give you a little bit of extra oomph if needed. And he grabs Othig, and he's like, "No, we're gonna do this." And then between Thanik and Othig, Mav and Grummy come back, and the traps have turned into contraptions. But he shows you how they work, and they got like super sensitive like pressure plates, and it's even got these bars that come out, and they're designed to lock the stinger in place.
Yeah.
Like it's a pretty solid looking device. And not only that, but he's also gone and done it to all 4 of your traps.
Very nice.
So here's the thing that I would like to do. If this is successful, I want to make sure that I trademark these traps.
Would I be able to use my calligraphy tools to jot down schematics? So
Definitely.
They can be recreated.
Absolutely, 100% you could. I wouldn't even make you make a check for that. So, because this isn't something you're trying to re-engineer. This is something that Thanak could explain to you how he did it. So.
Yeah, I mean, and I sketch stuff out, but it's not like from a it's like from a madman's notebook.
Yes,
so,
it's not something we would sell to somebody
Right,
to say
exactly.
This is how you make a trap.
There's a trap
so,
there,
like,
and there's a bolt of lightning coming out of the sky,
Yeah,
empowering
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I know a Goliath we could sell them to.
That's great. But yeah, no. So if you like, I would totally work with you on that. If you wanted, when I create something, if you
Document it.
yeah, and market the instructions, so it's like an IKEA trap.
Are we Fortune 500 dwarves? Is that what's happening here?
Maybe. All right.
We're no
So
longer adventurers.
How are we gonna afford our castle if we can't sell stuff?
I'll sell you.
all right. So you guys go out, and you get out to where Grummy knows that these buggers are, and you've prepared yourselves. You're ready. Are you telling anybody else you're going to do this?
I think we would probably tell. I can't even remember his name. The head of the
Oren.
Granite Backs. Oren, thank you.
Oren. Okay.
Are any of my siblings hunters?
No.
They were all the other type of provisioners.
Yeah, I mean, some of them have hunting skills, and they've gone out on hunts and things like that. But good grief, you spoilered it too. That was the best part of that whole thing. They've gone out, but you are the most skilled out of the group.
Okay.
So Oren isn't 100% thrilled at the idea of you guys putting yourself in danger this way, but he's far less thrilled about the Granite Backs being in the position that they're in. So he opens up the wagon and arms you guys up. So you guys can have access to studded leather, shields, and spears. If you don't already have a spear that you're keeping. I know Othig in particular has some interesting...
Spear or javelin? No, we did have spears.
Yes,
That's
spears.
right.
But if you want to take a couple extra for throwing, you can.
I might take 2. So I now have 3.
Awesome.
You said studded leather?
Yep.
One of the things I would be working on in some of the spare time, if we had any, was to try to get proficient with a sling.
Okay. Definitely.
I don't know if 3 weeks is enough time to...
No, it's not quite enough time to get proficient with it.
Okay.
I will after 3 weeks because it's a simple weapon, right? Sling's a simple weapon.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I
will
believe
give
it
you
is.
half proficiency with it. Because I feel like that's something that would definitely be up Mav's alley. All right, so you guys head out there. Grummy shows you the spot. At this point in time, the hippogriff has completely dissolved. And it's just about the time of the night when the Reaper's servants will start coming out of their nest. So you'll need some bait. Grummy, give me a survival check. This will play into how attracted they are to the traps.
Yeah.
Give me 2. Oh, that's... Okay.
Those are both bad. I was going to bring some wet leather, but... Because I have leather working, so... But.
Okay. You can bring a little bit of bait along if you want. So you guys bring some bait. Grummy is able to scrounge up a little bit more. Not a lot, unfortunately. So you guys bait your traps, and everybody now just give me a d20 roll, and let's see where the luck rolls itself out. Just a d20.
Hold on.
There we go.
Othig's taking care of me. Good job, Othig.
All right.
My fantasy grounds is slowed down for a second.
Okay. All right. So Othig, as these scorpions, you set up the bait, and as soon as you guys are in range, they start pouring out of the burrow, and there are 4 of them. And Othig throws his trap down right in front of one, and it runs right in, and it's contained, and the thing fires off perfectly. The mechanism goes off really well. Othig, you are going to get to make another roll for Mav because you nat 20'd to see if you can help him get his trap in position without any adverse effects. What is that noise?
Sorry, that's me. I forgot my mic was open.
All right. That one doesn't go quite as well between the two of you. There might be a problem. Thanik, your scorpion starts to climb over the cage. I would like you to make an attack roll on it to push it back down.
Okay, give me a second. Hold on. You might want to make that attack roll for me because all the modules were closed, so I had to open them all.
Oh.
So it's
A little sluggish.
Yeah.
Sure thing. You know what? Why doesn't... I mean, I can. I'll do it. All right.
Yeah,
I was going to say, why doesn't somebody else? So, you manage to push it off. It is going to take a stab at you with its claw, though. It can't quite get you in stinger range yet, and you manage to block it with your shield. So, why don't we get initiative here?
+7.
Alert!
Oh, yeah.
Nice. All right. So, that's going to bring up... Who's Scorpion? Thanak and Mav missed their scorpions. All right, Mav. Scorpion 1 is crawling up its cage, and it tries to grapple you at you with its claw, and it is unable to. Othig, you're up. You don't have any damage either. I'm going to take that off of there.
Holy cow, this is irritating.
All right, so you will definitely strike it. Do you want to damage it or try and push it into the cage? Push it into the cage. All right, so let me make an opposing check with it. And you definitely push it into the cage. Grummy, you're up. So 3 of them are in the cage. There's just the one that's harassing Thanik now. And it looks like this, if it gets to go this turn, because it attacked him last turn, it will be able to attempt to sting him.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna snipe it with my short bow.
Okay, so that is definitely going for putting it down then.
Yeah. Can I take a reduction to try and hit its claws?
Yes, you can. A called shot, if you want to do that, I think, for this. It's a small creature. It would be a -5. Well, look at that crap. So 18, 19, so still 13. That is still going to hit it. So you pierce it through its claw, doing what I'll call at this point in time non-lethal damage. So
That was with the -5 already applied, Mike.
Oh, was it? Because it only says
Yeah.
it does say in the math. It says only -1.
Right,
It
that's
gives
because
a
I have
total of
+4 on my
-1.
short bow.
Got it. All right, cool. Sweet. Well, you definitely pierce it through the claw then. I will delay the sting attack by 1, but if anybody else does any more damage to it, it will probably kill this one. So, Mav.
Mav is going to attempt to push it back down.
Okay.
Is that with a spear or?
It is a melee attack, so you can do it with a spear. Oh, look at that. Boom. Nice. You definitely pin it down to the ground and push it down. And as it tries to get out from under the spear, it runs into the trap, and it too is locked into the trap. So you guys have managed to catch all 4 of the Reaper servants.
Nice.
How do we transport these without killing ourselves?
They're in the traps. Then I
I
took care of that.
built handles onto these things.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I would imagine he would have built maybe even spear rungs so that you could slide your spears through them and carry them like crates.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That was going to be my suggestion, was to just throw them in and then 2 people carry 2 at a time.
If I could add some minor flavor to this, I would like to build these things so that they can actually be attached to themselves. So you could,
Like lock and slide.
yeah. So you
Sure.
you could just, so like, put two spears through them, and you could carry all 4 of them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. I think that's totally appropriate for your skill and the rolls that you made with your tinkering checks. So you slide your spears in, you pick them up, and you guys head back to town and take them to the local apothecary, who is thrilled to death at having these things and really digs the cages. He would like you to leave them in the cages, because with their tails confined to the way they are, he doesn't have to worry really about milking them at all. He can, so he's willing to pay you 150 gold a piece.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to make sure I have a set of what's that thing called? It's with the tinker's tools. It's a set of it's a chisel. It's a granite back chisel. So with everything that I do, I put
Your logo on it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
cool.
like I don't want this guy to like take our stuff. You know what I mean? Like he can have the traps, but I want people to know that this is from us.
He lets you know that that's way outside of his skill set, and he doesn't think he could ever engineer anything this clever.
Okay.
Like, he says he can barely fix the knob on a door.
So here's what I'll do. I will. Yeah. No. Never mind. Because he's paying us extra.
Yeah.
He's paying us extra. He's basically giving us 50 gold per trap, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. That's fine.
Inscribe them with our insignia.
That's what he was just saying with the chisel set.
Yeah.
He definitely wanted to do that. So yeah, you guys make it back to camp safe and sound with 600 gold for the clan.
Jeez.
So Oren is thrilled to death. That is enough to buy a new wagon and mounts, and with some of the other stuff that the others have done, you should be able to reprovision that. And we're going to pause until Andy gets back, because more story stuff's about to unfold and he should be part of that. I don't have a patent office or anything for inventions, but I'll just flat out tell you that as long as you're inscribing things like that and taking some of those minor precautions, I won't let anybody steal your stuff.
Okay.
Or their knockoffs might show up, but they won't be as good.
Mike, can I negotiate with the apothecary to get a dose of that poison in part of our?
Yeah, he would be willing to give you guys 1 dose of Reaper Servant poison, and he'd even give you 1 dose of antitoxin in case you mishandle it.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're things that he says sell really well, but they're not honestly all that hard for him to make. So it's not a big loss for him as a businessman.
And I would just like to, I don't even know necessarily how to phrase it, but um, have it be maybe even somewhat of a like a business arrangement where um, if 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 people see these traps, or if he needs more,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe we could come up with an arrangement to just supply him with these.
Okay. Yeah, he says he'll definitely keep that in mind in case he needs it again. He says he doesn't plan on going scorpion hunting anytime soon, and it is very rare to find Reaper servants out this way, which was one of the reasons that led you guys to believe that maybe Amcum was murdered. But now finding a nest of them only a mile or so from your camp is, it's like it's pretty. I don't know. It's a little more than coincidental for that to happen. Okay. So, you guys are back at camp, and I paused the story for a little bit. We talked about a couple other things for the clan while you were gone.
I don't know if you heard, we made a bunch of money.
Yes, we made 150 scorpion.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep, you did. So, you're back at camp. Oren's thrilled. He can buy his new wagon. He can get some new mounts to pull it. The rest of the money should be able to cover the provisions. Everybody is kind of starting to gather around to find out what you guys did, and you hear the hoofbeats of horses coming towards the camp. And it is now well past sunset. The trip took you guys till about 10 o'clock at night to get back. And up rides Drekken Red Rock, about a dozen guards, and the town cleric. Not cleric as in priest, but the cleric. The keeper of records and city administrator type guy. It isn't the governor of the territory, but it's the city administrator. And he starts hollering for Oren almost immediately.
Does it sound angry?
No, he does not sound angry. So Oren responds to him, and they start to discuss a few things. Oren steps away from the group, and Drekken passes him a bundle of papers. And Oren throws the papers on the ground, and now you can hear them arguing. And the soldiers start to take a little bit more of a defensive stance.
I think I will as well.
They are arguing about whether or not the paperwork is legitimate. And apparently, as they're arguing back and forth, the paperwork states that Amcum's debts concerning the Jaxos mine have been passed along to Clan Graniteback, as well as the 7 Sevens crafting company. The debt is 7,500 gold pieces, and it is due in 2 days.
So that's not good.
Would you guys like to do anything? Othig, you recognize this guy. This is the guy you spoke with at the bar the one night. The dwarf guy, not the human guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would just kind of follow Othig's lead.
Othig seems to want to contest it. He says that Amcum would never sign such paperwork, but the seal of the clan is there, as well as what appears to be Amcum's signature.
Is it possible to examine to see if it's a forgery?
You can make a. You're skilled with these types of things, so you can make this with your proficiency.
He also spent a lot of time with that paperwork.
Yeah, he did, which is one of the reasons I don't think I'd let anybody else make this check. It looks legit. It's dark. It's hard to read in the dark. You're trying to read it by torchlight, but who's Oren? Oh, Oren. I spell it with an O. Oran. Got it. I was like, who's that?
Oh, you're thinking Oren from Final Fantasy. That's
Yeah.
how you spell that.
Yep.
Okay.
You did have that conversation with Oren that you ran into this guy to Drekken down there, and you shared with him some of your concerns and some of the things you were trying to feel out, and he told you basically to leave it alone. That Oren was a lot of smoke and hot air, and he's a blowhard, and there's always been hard feelings between the Red Rocks and the Granite Backs, but he doesn't think Drekken would be capable of murder, that's for sure. And he said maybe shady business, but he was not dismissive, but he wasn't willing to give you a lot of like fuel for thinking that maybe Drekken was into some bad business. So Mav, from what you can tell, the paperwork's legit.
Is there any option to request an extension?
Drekken's going to tell you no, because he already got a 6-week extension when you guys got to town. That's what the fight about with the guy at the inn was the one night.
Okay, so here's the thing. We are absolutely being set up. That being said, we're not gonna win any arguments that way.
No, we're not.
So our only option is to
Acquire 7,500 gold.
yeah, really. I mean, that's it. And then while we are pulling this off, maybe we find out more information about it. But the bottom line here is that we got to come up with 7,500 gold. So the whole I would just point out that this is the first we have heard about this, and that's no excuse for the debt not being paid. We will do everything in our power to pay off this debt. However, as the whole town knows, everybody was robbed. So
Which is probably why they're coming to collect the debt.
yeah, exactly. But there's a crowd here, right?
There's the Granite Backs are all here. You guys are away. You've camped away from town, so
That's right. Who's with Drekken? Is that his name?
the city clerk and
City clerk is.
Yep, the city administrator, the city clerk, and a dozen guards.
So I would, I guess, just plead with the clerk that they know that we've been wiped out. We were able to make some money, but not that much. So if there's, maybe we could work out a deal where we could pay a small portion of that, and then I don't want to step out of turn speak out of turn with Oren though. So maybe I would have that conversation.
You could have that conversation with the city clerk, because Oren and Drekken are head over heels in a verbal shouting match over one another at the moment.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of reason coming from those two right now.
Okay. So I would just speak with the clerk to see if there is, obviously he's been robbed too, so he needs money as much as anybody else, and he has a legitimate claim to this. However, any kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Any kind of punishment isn't the word I'm looking for, but any kind of punishment that we would receive for not being able to pay wouldn't do anybody good because he wouldn't get his money anyways.
You would know that if you guys don't pay, he'll seize everything, and maybe even some of you. But then he inherits. He gets the wagons. He gets the steeds. He gets the goods. You guys still do have all your tools, all your items. He would be able to cash in on stuff. He'd seize your property.
Would it be 7,500 gold worth?
You might be left with some, but he would be able to reclaim that. And if he can't, he would be able to lay ownership on some of the younger dwarves as house slaves for a certain number of years until the debt's paid. Which the city cleric says you could always arrange to sell people into slavery to cover the debt from the clan.
Who would be the legal authority over this? Would it be the cleric?
Right now it's him. If it gets escalated, it would become the city magistrate. But right now it should be a cut and dry deal. He says the contract's clear.
Would it be ridiculous to try to track down who stole everything?
No.
And reclaim some of our goods from them?
It wouldn't be ridiculous at all. And if you could do that, you know that Clan Red Rock was robbed as well. So if you could manage that, then yeah, you could count that against the debt.
So how about we do this?
We could also just take all their stuff and run.
I would, Mav having brought that up, would it be... Okay, so hypothetically, let's say that we find who stole all the stuff from the town. Would we be... I assume people would have to get back what was stolen from them, correct?
There would, but there would be a semblance of finder's fee and a reward for a lot of that. And there would be a massive reward from the military because you're fairly certain that your stuff was stolen by the rebels. So if you can track down your stuff, you also track them down. That's a big deal.
Okay, so, legitimately, is that something we're capable of? Because I have a sinking suspicion that the Red Rock clan is in on this. Because it is highly suspicious for... Now maybe this is just my conspiracy theory kicking in, but it's highly suspicious that this... I saw a picture today. It was it said, of course the world is flat. How else would it fit on the turtle? I was like, that's Thanik right there. It's highly coincidental that this first of all, that Amcom dies. It was Amcom's mine, right? He was the one who made...
It looks like he made the deal with the name of the clan. So he was the broker, but it looks like it was a clan deal. Because he wouldn't have had the money to buy a mine on his own.
No. But it's interesting that it was a deal made with Amcom as the broker. He dies. And then this mine is 7,500 gold in debt, and then everybody gets robbed, so that we have no option but to be subservient to the Red Rock clan. Like, that's nonsense.
It is. I mean, to some degree, but you got to remember, Amcom died almost 2 months ago now. It wasn't like he just died a week ago and then turned around and this happened. So, I mean, I don't want to I shouldn't be throwing water on your plans.
Well, but that's a good point. But I mean, it's all been since we've been here.
It definitely all has been since you've been here.
So, legitimately, Mav, how capable do you think we are of actually hunting down? We have no leads. We have no. Yeah.
That's how confident I feel.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, because I would love to take that. I think it's good for the
I
Empire.
think that would be our best course of action to get the most amount recovered and gain the most amount of favor from this area. If we default, it tarnishes the Granite Back name. In addition, I mean, it could very well that the Red Rock clan takes over the Granite Back business, which not what we want. Following them or finding them, I mean, there was a large group of them that came our way. I would assume that there was some amount of tracks to begin with. I mean, they might be more difficult now that it's been 3 weeks, but I'm sure there's something or someone that...
I wonder if, Othig, are you over here?
Yeah, I'm sure he's over there.
Okay.
Ryan is just over there.
Does he even have his headset on? Are you even listening, Ryan? No. Okay, that's fine. So I'll ask the DM if Ryan would no, you're fine. If Othig would have heard with his military contacts any
leads?
Yeah, because here's the thing that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned that if we announce that this is the plan that we're gonna go with, that we're immediately gonna get shot down by what is this guy's name?
Drekken.
Because he owes us. We owe him, what, 2 days from now?
2 days.
So.
And he says he told you guys he's doing you a favor by letting you know you have 2 days to pack your crap, like your own personal belongings before he comes for it all. He could have just shown up and walked away with all your stuff in 2 days.
So I think I think
okay. You guys are discussing this plan to hunt some bandits down as the fighting starts to cool down between Oren and Drekken. The guards did get involved a little bit, not real physically, but they did have to pull Drekken off of Oren at one point in time when Oren started insulting his mother. So there was some stuff going on there. The city clerk got pulled away. Make perception checks for me.
Would I have any insight into the situation at all as one of the children of Amcom?
This doesn't sound like something your father would have done, although he did often talk about how it would be wonderful for the Granite Backs to get back into the mines, to own their own mines. He was big on stopping the traveling and starting something of your own. Whatever that would be, he wanted there to be something that was yours other than wagons. So you don't think he ever would have done this to the clan, but you do know it was a piece of his dream to own stuff. Yeah, he wanted a fortress with bear-riding dwarves. This is what he wanted. So you have very mixed feelings about it, but you're 100% convinced he wouldn't have sold you guys down the river like this.
Yeah, I don't think he would either. And on top of that, if he wanted to get back into the mining business so badly, he wouldn't hide it if he bought a mine.
Well, you do know from what Drekken has said before that when he was talking with Othig that the mine went belly up the minute it was sold. Like, the veins dried up within the week, all of that type of stuff. It was like they took the next few steps in mining and no more ore. So If had he bought something, there might have been a, oh crap, I did something stupid moment. I need to get out of it. There also might have been other stuff that was going on. So it's
not worth 7,500 for the amount that in the mine.
no, that's just what he still owes on the debt.
And the that guy sold it to him?
Yes, it was a Red Rock mine.
So he sold him a crappy mine.
Definitely looks that way, which is not illegal, but it definitely looks that
dirty.
way. It is dirty, but it's not illegal.
Okay, in that case, where Grammy probably got arrested for trying to deck this guy for everything that he's done to
All right, we can definitely do that. Where Grummy gets put to the ground by some of the guards when Drekken makes his move on Oren, that's really all she needed to get in the middle of it. And so there's a bit of chaos busting out. And Othig, you notice somebody standing. One of the guards is not standing with the group. He's standing very close to you. It's really kind of strange. Then the guards and the cleric pull everybody apart. They calm down the situation, and Drekken says that he's leaving. He's still graciously going to give you the 48 hours, even though you insulted the matron of Clan Red Rock. And he tells you basically to get your crap together and be ready to turn over the things of value owned by the clan. And they leave. Othig, between your legs after they're all leaving, is a scroll case. It's a very small scroll case, but it's a scroll case. You open it up, and there's a note inside of it. It says, "Granite backs. We believe your missing wagon has been taken to a compound at this location. The area is under guard and is being watched. Rumor has it there's a magic user on the premises as well. Signed, an ally who has regrets."
Is it the same did you share Did you share that note with us? Is it the same handwriting from the bounty hunter that we hired?
No, it's not.
Oh,
That was a good guess, though.
yeah.
That was a real good guess, but it's not. There is also sketched onto the back of this a map. Grummy, you recognize this place. You've seen it from afar. It's a compound, couple miles north of town, not far from where you'd been hunting recently.
Who owns it?
You don't know. You never got close enough to it because it was civilization and you knew it was scaring game away. But you do recognize the layout on the map, and you're pretty sure that the place on the map is this place that you've seen.
Okay.
Okay. We need to have a conversation with Oren. Let him know that I assume the four of us will be leaving.
That is a safe assumption.
Okay. I don't just like.
Actually,
We'll be
guys, I'm
leaving.
just gonna hang back over here.
Right. Let me know how it goes.
We'll see you next week. Maybe.
So I think we will. This is late evening, correct?
Yeah, it's like midnight almost now. You guys got back to town at about 10 o'clock.
Do we know how far away this place is?
It's several hours.
But Grummy knows the general area at least, right?
Correct.
So it's close to midnight?
Yes.
Can we take a very, very, very short, long rest
6 hours. You need at least 6 hours.
and leave first thing in the morning? Like, leave at 6 so we get there relatively early.
Where Grummy would also want to leave now.
we can leave now, but we're gonna be exhausted. I common sense speaking that because we woke up and did guard duty early in the morning and then spent the rest of the day hunting scorpions.
You have spent a very active
scorpions.
last 16 hours.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my thought. I mean, if you guys want to risk this and go out there now, I think we.
If you go to the compound, just getting to the compound will not cause exhaustion. If you start to exert yourself, you're going to start to risk exhaustion without a long rest, because you will cross into the 24-hour mark, and then you're forced to take a long rest someplace you're not safe, which time wise might matter. So that could be a thing. Time might not matter.
Here's the thing, with my dwarven godlike constitution, I think I could pull it off. However, the rest of you mere mortals.
Hey, I am not doing too bad either.
No, you're not.
I'm just saying. I think
Grummy's a little rough over there. The other two are doing all right.
I think it might be. I think it might be wiser to do this.
I think we'll get
fresh.
a better, more like full sleep in 6 hours in camp than making our way out to the place and risking having to nap right outside their compound.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably a better plan. It's definitely the wiser upfront plan. It might pay out later that speed was a better choice, but we'll see. You mentioned talking to Oren.
I totally forgot. I totally forgot about this. And Ryan, you just reminded me. I took during the weeks that we had off.
Yeah.
I took Phil's spearhead and I engraved the symbol of Moradin on it and give it to Mav.
Okay. Oh, you can't.
Why not?
Othig says no, and I do know Othig did have it last.
No, I had it. I took it.
Pretty sure Othig had it.
No, I took it.
I know.
Look at chat. If you look at the chat between the four of us. Where is it?
I know for sure that Othig has the shaft of the spear, but I'm pretty sure Thanik had the head.
Yeah, I have the head. I have the head. I took the head specifically to make a holy symbol to give to his brother.
It got smaller? Question mark. All right, I'll let you guys figure that out later.
If you look at the chat between the four of us, where is it?
No, I guess we're gonna find this out now. We got to settle this family dispute.
While the family's figuring that out, is there the option to get horses in the morning to shorten our travel time?
There would be. You definitely can do that. Well, let me get back to the other question. Are you going to talk to Othig about this? It got brought up.
Yes. I would talk to Othig about that.
Okay. He will definitely let you take horses.
You mean Oren?
Oren, that's what I meant. Yes.
Well, either of them. I'll talk to both of them, probably.
Othig's in on it. He's definitely... Oren, thank you, Tony. He would give you 4 of the granite back horses to take on this. He would also make sure that you knew you could keep the armor if you took any armor out, and the weapons. And then, Adam, are you in a listening moment, or are you in a I have to fight this through? Othig pulls you aside, and he looks at you, and he says, "You are the one who is going to likely stand up the longest. You mentioned there might be a magic user. I don't have a lot left from my time in the military, but during one of my missions, they gave us all one of these." And he passes you a token that has a sigil on it. And the sigil, he tells you, wait, if you break this token, it will cast the spell Counterspell.
Fancy.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It's only one use, he warns you. But if you end up tussling with a magic user, he does not know if you boys are prepared to deal with something like that.
Who is this saying this to me?
Oren, when you fill him in on what's going on.
Okay.
He pulls you guys aside, and he also opens up a crate and passes everybody a minor healing potion.
Sweet.
Ooh, sweet.
That's the minor is 2d4 or
1d4. 1d4 plus 1.
1d4. Not all of us need 2d4 of healing.
I rolled a 2. I'm at full health.
That's only Tony. I just need a 4.
So he lets you know that this is a plan less to his liking than the Scorpion plan.
I was waiting for this comment, and I would say that was a plan that you weren't happy about, and it was a very quickly made plan, and it brought the clan 600 gold.
He doesn't deny your success in any of the things you guys have done recently for him, but he
still doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it. He does not like what's happening, but he also knows that if you don't succeed, this is likely the end of the clan, period. Like, dwarves drift from clan to clan when smaller clans aren't successful. And the Granitebacks were getting more and more successful and really getting close to getting back on top of things. And if the Red Rocks steal all your stuff, that's it. Most of the people will leave. And it's not disgraceful to leave a clan, because you need to be with people who can further your own goals. But it's just a reality of dwarven culture that this needs to get fixed.
Right. So yeah, it's 1d4 plus 1, right?
Yep, 1d4 plus 1.
Yeah, so the entire clan is awake, right? Not the entire clan, but the majority of the clan is awake at this point?
Yeah. They'll be awake at the night during the argument, and then most of them will be awake in the morning already when you guys set off.
Okay, so I'll just talk to whoever would be the appropriate person for this, and just let them know that we will be leaving immediately in the morning. So maybe if somebody could pack us
A breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, stuff to eat on the way so that we
Mommy.
can just eat as we're traveling.
Yes,
and
you
not
are.
spend any time.
You are given provisions for the road, so
Cool.
you're given 10 days worth of traveling provisions. He says, "Don't use them all. You need to be back here in 2."
Yeah. Are each 10 days or 10 days between
Total.
all 4 of us?
Total.
Okay, cool.
So, yep, there's a couple extra in there in case, but yep.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you guys set off, and because Grummy knows where you guys are going, she giddy ups you guys on out of there, and you took horses, so you save a lot of time. But you reached the compound well before noon, but it was almost 3 hours by horseback to get there. So let me share.
What's the terrain like here? Like around it, not just in the immediate, but like the surrounding.
Right on. It's rocky grasslands, which is pretty typical of the Kren Hill countryside. Let's see. The path winds through the crags and the cliffs of the countryside, opening up to the iron grass-covered fields ahead. Rising up out of the grass on a large hill and sitting atop that hill is a small walled compound. The main road leads up to the hill to a large set of front gates set into the 20-foot tall wall. There's a good-sized tower overlooking that gate. However, there is a smaller path that seems to work its way around the hillside and through the crags beyond the compound to the east. So you guys are looking at that structure that I just shared with you from a distance away. Grummy points it out as you get closer. You can see that there's a road running right up to the main gate and built into that 20-foot tall wall. And then there's another smaller road that heads off to the east. She does not know where that one goes.
Where are we coming in from? Like, where's the front?
The south. The front is right next to that tower. The gate is just adjacent to it on the east side.
Okay. Okay.
That's the gate.
Cut the front off. And we're coming in from the south?
Yep. And that tower looks to be about 60 feet tall. The second story of the compound only looks to be about 30, 40. It's as typical as two-story building over there.
I am probably... How far away are we?
Half mile?
So I'm definitely the wrong person to be asking about this, but, I suppose probably Groomy. Do you see any flags waving? Any banners?
Make perception checks.
Tony!
What? Sorry, dealing with missing child stuff. 1 second.
Oh.
Do you want us all to roll?
Yeah, you can all roll perception checks. Let's see.
That's all of us.
Okay. You don't. There are banners and things on the building that identify it as Kren. You know, very typical Krenish banners that you'd see on any walled compound. You don't see any family monikers.
Is that atypical?
Yeah. No. You would normally on a compound find family banners.
And so they're not. So it's atypical that it's not any family markers.
Correct.
Okay.
How far off did you say it was?
You're about half mile right now.
We didn't bring any grappling hook or anything, did we?
You did not.
Okay.
No, I thought about grabbing supplies and then I went to bed. Is it climbable or is it?
It's cut sandstone, so you definitely feel like if you weren't being watched, you could climb it. But the note did say that the compound was guarded.
Yeah.
At this distance. Yeah. At this distance, you
Othig should not be the one on the wall.
Probably not. Othig falls on his head a lot. At this distance, you can only see the larger banners. There are smaller ones, so you might get closer and be able to make out a house. But right now, you can't.
Yeah, I'm kind of under the impression that there isn't going to be any house. My assumption here... Well...
Can we attempt to approach quietly?
You sure can.
Yeah, let's do that.
Do you want to take the horses, or do you want to leave the horses?
Let's leave the horses.
I'd like to tie him off in the forest.
Yeah.
There is no forest. You are in open grasslands, but you're in the iron grass. So this stuff grows almost as tall as like the horse's back. So it's pretty easy to hide something in this stuff.
How much do horses cost?
It depends on the kind. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. I think they're 50 gold a pop.
Do I feel like it would be beneficial to maybe spook one of them off in a different direction to see if we can't maybe redirect attention momentarily to give ourselves a little bit of a advantage trying to sneak up?
Maybe, but at this distance, you're not even sure you can make out any of the guards. The walls are crelinated, and so you don't know which way they're watching, or if they already even know you're here. Although Othig rolled a 19 on his perception check to study that. Yeah, I'll give you guys this. Othig, there is one guard on the tower. You're not sure if he can see you, though. You are far too far away to tell that, but you can tell there is at least one guy up there. And he's moving around, so you don't think he's staring in your direction. He may have noticed you, but he's not focused on you, most likely.
You said you did see a guard?
Yeah, he does see one on the tower.
Nothing we can kind of use to sneak up to the place.
You could definitely sneak through the grass. As dwarves, you're short enough that nobody would see you coming through the grass.
Let's do that, but cautiously, because I don't.
This road that's leading up to it, does it look like it's recently been traveled?
It does. That's pretty easy to tell. There's a decent amount of traffic that's coming in and out of here lately. Make a survival check for me, Grummy. There are definitely wagon wheels, and it looks like they only go towards the compound. It also looks like they go off down the eastern road.
That was my question, is do we want to maybe try and skirt around this and check out that eastern road first?
Well, how far does the eastern road go?
It's hard to
All the way
tell
to the east.
in the terrain. It looks like it goes east and then north and then east again. You're not quite sure.
We were given do I as paranoid as I am, do I trust this letter?
I mean, that's your own decision on how paranoid you want to play your character. It's definitely a suspicious letter. It just, that guard that was suspiciously close to Othig obviously dropped it. Well, maybe
Yes.
not. Nobody saw him do it, but the math adds really easily.
Yeah, here's how I will rationalize this, because from a character standpoint, it makes sense that I have extreme pride in the clan, and so it makes sense that other people would also want to help us.
It does make sense, and you do know you have allies in town. The Iron Fist clan is your ally, and they have helped you already in a couple of situations in town.
Yeah. Okay, so the map led us here to this compound, not to the eastern road.
Correct.
That's
Well, the
my-
eastern road forks right outside the compound. So it's maybe 30 yards down from the gate where the road forks and goes off to the east.
But it's not like it goes into another compound.
You don't know. It looks like it winds its way down through some hills and crags to the east northeast. But you can't. You don't see any road on the horizon where it comes out.
I don't know. I mean, I think part of this is that we're focusing too much on details that are not important.
I'd say we take care of the compound. If we still have time, we take care of the road.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay. So how would you like to approach the compound?
Carefully.
Quietly.
All right. Then you guys can all make stealth checks at advantage as you make your way through. Look at that.
Nice. Nice.
Nat 20, a 14, another nat 20.
Whoa, that was real close. Did it
And
load for me? Yes,
an
it did.
18. So,
Or
yeah.
it dropped a 1.
Yes, it did. You guys sneak up to the compound without any hassle at all. You make your way across the side road. I guess it depends. What side do you want to come up on? And where do you want to come up in the compound?
I would come up on the backside if possible,
Okay.
away from the tower.
Okay. It is up on a hill, and you would have to get to the back without scaling the rocky hill. You would have to get exposed for a few minutes. However, if you go around through the grass on the west side of the tower, you would not have to, and you could get to the back of the compound.
Let's do that.
Let's do that with the assumption that the people who own this compound know that as well. So just because we think that we could go around there and not be seen, let's not assume that we're not being seen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you guys, as you come around that corner of the compound, obviously checking through the grass every once in a while, you can see now on the backside of this compound that eastern road winds its way through some hills and comes back to the back of the compound down below at the base of the hill it sits on and disappears into a cave. And the wagon tracks do lead in there.
Mike, I would like to apply that poison to my arrows.
Okay. It is still very viable. If you shoot somebody with that, you are going to melt them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we probably need to go to the... Is that what you just revealed?
Yes.
That cave down at the bottom.
There is a cave right there.
Yeah.
But that's not the inside courtyard of this complex.
Correct.
No, that cave is underneath, right?
Underneath everything.
Yep.
Well, here's the deal. If we go to the cave without clearing up here, there's at least one guard who's going to be able to alarm somebody. And we're not going to outrun with wagons anybody on a horseback, or possibly even anybody just there running. So we probably want to at least take care of the guard up in the tower. And
if we take care of this guard, maybe we can find out more about who these people are. Just see if there's any markings or anything.
All right. As you guys get that close to the compound, obviously, I revealed some more of the compound from you. You guys get a couple of chances where you get to crawl through some higher terrain to spy down into it. You can see a stable in the inner court. Make perception checks for me again, though, as you do that.
Are we able to tell what kind of humanoid is up in that tower?
It's one of the things that I'm rolling for. Who are we waiting on? 12 is the highest. You believe the guard up in the tower is humanoid. The guard walking the back wall, however, is likely a dwarf. You don't think you saw him before because it looks like he walks just between the wall and the building there.
If we take out one of these guards, is the other one likely to see it?
It depends, I guess, on how you do it and when you do it. Let me put some tokens on the board here.
Is it, would it be more possible if we split up into two? Two take the south guard and two take the north guard?
These guards look pretty
tough.
They look at least as tough as the guard who helped you fight in the inn.
Okay.
They're professionals.
We need to be subterfuge. We need to make our way down below.
Yeah, because I think if we... Here's the thing. If we... The moment that we start a fight, this is going to go downhill real quick. So if we... The possibility of us being able to take out the guards individually without alerting the other, I think is real risky.
Keep in mind, whatever we decide to do, the wagon tracks appear to only be coming into this compound. That
Yep.
none seem to be leaving.
There's only one set of them.
However, if we go down into the cave, if we go down into the cave and we get in a fight down there, there isn't. I mean, I guess there's probably people possibly still upstairs.
Well,
But-
I'm wondering if it connects into this building, but I guess we can go and see. That might be more defensible.
It might. I just think if things go wrong and we alert people downstairs, it's better than if we are upstairs outside, alert people, and we haven't even made it inside yet.
Okay, let's go downstairs and see what we're facing there.
All right.
Cave, you mean?
Yeah.
Into the cave
Okay.
you guys go. So, your stealth checks were so good, I am not going to... that's funny, but no. I'm not going to make you reroll stealth checks. Sorry, I got distracted by a personal message. Let's see here. So you guys come into this cave. I'm going to reveal it here. Pieces of it anyways. And you notice immediately there is a small stable area directly across from the entrance to the cave. I'll put a token for you guys on the map and then fix it here in just a moment. Oops, I missed. Oh no! I did it bad. That's okay. There's a small side passage off to the side that a really terrible smell is coming out of. That I accidentally just revealed trying to drag your token over there. So I'm just gonna leave that. And then I'll synchronize the view. Okay.
Note to self: we don't want to go hang out in there.
Well, the smell was coming out either way. Yeah, I was going to tell you that was happening. So
That's usually how it is. The smell comes out.
Does it
anyway.
smell familiar?
let's see. This large cavern is lit fairly well. There's a small passage to the west from which a foul odor wafts. To the south and the east, the walls have been constructed. They're not natural. There are large double-door gates set in both of them. There is a well in the southeast corner of the room. A guard is currently working the crank. The smell coming out of the small passage smells like refuse. Garbage, waste, more waste. So, there is another guard hanging out by that well.
Well.
There's one guard or two.
There is one guard, and he is currently over here. Looks like he's cranking up a bucket of water.
What are everybody's stealth bonuses?
0.
0.
And Danik is, or
I'm sure
Othings
if
is
both
zero.
things is 0.
so I have a +2 to stealth. I would like to tell the group that I'm going to go and hoist that dude's legs up and push him into the well. Unless anyone tells me not to.
Well, here's my thought on this. We're in a cave
Well,
that may echo sound very well.
that's okay. I will cover the hole with my body. I am chubby.
I mean, as he's falling.
Yeah, as he's falling, I will cover my body over the hole and make the sound not come out.
We also wouldn't have any way to get information from at that point.
That's okay.
All right. Make your stealth check.
I'm waiting for
Get
this
him.
to go so bad.
I'm going to rush him and push him in.
That's a 2. All right. So he hears something. And it's not your fault. You start to move and you're super stealthy. And a horse in the stable, once you get in view of it, starts to whinny and kick and pull, and it's looking at you, and you recognize it. It's one of the granite-back draft horses that were part of the wagon. And it has recognized you in particular
Yes, he is.
because this is one of your personal horses, being Amcom's kids. And so it is happy to see you. The guard turns around, and he is going to get to make an opposed grapple check It was going to be a disadvantage, but now is not. So go ahead and try and toss him in. I've rolled a 12. You have rolled a 13.
I couldn't even look at it. I was just waiting for your response.
So you grab him, and you pick him up, and you give him a shove, and he goes over. I am going to give him a dexterity saving throw, and that's a 3.
Please tell me the well is like 5 feet deep.
So,
I don't know why that rolled that. I'm sorry.
so he rolls a 3 on his dexterity saving throw, fails, and you hear him tumble into the well. It isn't far down, but you hear a sickening snap on the way down. And at first you hear him shout, but it's only about not even 3 seconds long. It's like, ah, snap! And then you hear a splash.
I got him.
And he is...
Was I able to cover the hole to try and muffle the sound?
You're not big enough to cover the hole.
Oh, man. I have a cloak.
I would like to kind of hide in case anybody comes out of a door.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go in by the horse and hide behind the horse.
All right, you go in by the horse.
Try to shush the horse. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'll calm the horse down.
I will go stand. Right there, I guess. Kind of hide.
Okay.
Up against the stable.
All right, and Grummy's going in the stable. Othig?
He's going to start drawing out the water, pretend he's the guard.
I think he's typing.
Okay, you're heading to the stable. So you guys hang on and wait a few moments, and nothing happens. Nobody comes out.
Are the horses calmed down?
Yes, the horses have calmed down. The 2 draft horses in here are very happy to see you. There are also 2 riding horses in here as well that you do not recognize.
Okay. Any, with a brief look, and I might not be the person to do this at the moment, but any, do our horses have any markings on them? Like, would we brand our horses? Do people do that?
Yeah, absolutely. People brand their horses, and the Granic brand is on these horses. So it's
What
not
about
just
the other 2.
No, the other 2 they're not branded. They are branded with the symbol of a mercenary company that you recognize as the dual-bladed spear.
The dual what?
Bladed spear.
Dual-bladed spear.
Okay. Do I remember seeing any of these mercenary people in Elenos?
No, you do not.
Okay. What about with the attacks? The people who were attacking the rebels?
Yeah, none of them had any branding on them. But you had heard after the battle that they were all some of them flew flags for their battalions that had a sphinx on it.
Okay. So the question that I'm having is, do these belong to the people who run this place, or are these also stolen horses? And I don't have an answer yet.
Where do the wagon tracks go? South or east?
You lose them once they come into the stone cave. So it's you don't quite know if they went south or east.
Evens or odds?
Let's go odd.
Okay, odd is to the
We're
east.
definitely not normal.
Do either of these doors look like they've been traversed more or less, and more recently or not?
You can make a survival check for that. Which might... No.
I can't.
That's a 1. You can't tell which way they went. And the odd or even call came up a 9, so you guys want to go... You guys are going east. All right. So you open up the door to the east, and it...
Just a crack, just to look a little bit.
Okay, make a stealth check then as you just push that door open just a hair.
And by a hair, I mean I'm just going to throw the door open and slam it against the back.
It creaks super loud.
Yeah, the door is unfortunately very creaky as it opens up just a crack, and you peek in, and it looks like you've opened up into some sort of storage room, but it also has several beds scattered about it. It looks like they've stacked the crates in such a way as to create some false walls here.
I'd like to investigate to see if anybody's in the beds.
I'll go with you just as support.
Because I don't want anybody coming behind us to stab.
All right, so make stealth checks as you move into the room again, then, please. It's a different kind of action than slowly opening a door.
Oh man, that was almost a 15.
Thanik and Othig are a little bit noisy as they come up behind you. It's like Mav starts moving really sneakily and jump, dwarves. But luckily you guys get into the room, and you don't need to make perception checks to pick up on this. There is a heavy smell of food in this room, and it smells like somebody somewhere nearby is cooking. And on the far side of this room, you see a ladder going up, and there's a trapdoor in the ceiling that's open. And on that side of the cavern, it's built over. It looks like it's actually like a sub basement would be. There's rafters in the ladder goes up into the rafters, which you're guessing from where you're at is probably somewhere in the first floor of the compound.
Yeah.
And none of the stuff in here looks nice. This is probably a servant's quarters.
What's in the boxes?
For the most part, it's household goods and foodstuffs. There's things like towels and linens and a lot of various fruits and vegetables, food, things like that.
So there's a ladder going up?
Yep.
It goes upstairs to the house.
Yeah.
Right there.
Can we sabotage the ladder and bar this door and maybe lay down a hunting trap in here and then go the other direction? This way we at least know people aren't going to follow us when we...
If you can do that and then be able to remove it if we need to go up this way, then yes.
I can pick up the hunting trap. The sabotage part's on you, Tinker Boy.
Well, I'm just saying, if we sabotage...
If we could set a trap right between these boxes, that would most likely let us know if somebody was going to come through.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's not mess with the ladder. Here's my thought on the ladder. If we mess with the ladder and we screw it up so that we can't get up the ladder, that's bad. Also, if we screw up the ladder in a sense where if somebody walking in immediately falls down, then it also alerts anybody upstairs. Whereas if this is
right,
there,
but it's funny.
Yes, it is. That's true.
Nobody is just going to fall in the hole where a ladder used to be that they know is there. They're going to look and see the ladder's missing.
Well, no, I didn't mean like remove the ladder. I meant like if we were to like cut some of the rungs or something.
Oh, I get it. So that somebody on the ladder immediately falls.
Yeah.
Still funny.
Yes. No, it's still funny. But no, I like putting the trap right there. That way, because that's a bottleneck. The only place to get in this way is that way, and chances are it's also going to be a bit quieter than upstairs. So if everybody else is okay, then let's do that.
Okay. So you set the hunting trap down. T, make a survival check in the tower to see how well camouflaged this is.
No matter what, I am convinced that a deer won't see it.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's going to see it.
You are convinced that you've done a good job. So you want to head back over to the other doors. These doors are locked.
Tinker?
Can I? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, can I reverse tinker
Do we have any rope?
a lock to break it?
I do allow tinkers to make tinker checks to try and open a lock.
While he's
Okay.
tinkering, I'm going to use some rope, and I'm going to go down and get the keys off the guard I pushed in the well.
Well, there's already a rope on the well that you could use, but
Yeah.
You would
either way.
also be able to find some in those crates. So,
I'm going to pick up some rope from the crates, and then I'll belay origami
all right.
down the hole.
Thanik,
Thanks, Maverick.
you start monkeying with this, and you get to a point where you have to make a choice. You feel like you could definitely get this lock open, but when you do, it's going to make a very loud snapping sound.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am definitely gonna snap this thing, but first, I am going to run over to one of the, or I'll have somebody go grab like a cloth or something from one of the beds to wrap it to try to muffle some of the sound.
Okay. Do you want to
Like,
wait
not
to
some
see if your cousins are successful in fishing the keys out of the well?
Sure.
I'd recommend that if for no other reason than that way one of us is not holding one of us in a well.
Yeah.
If it comes to fighting.
Yes, definitely.
That's probably
I'll wait for them to be done before I make any noises.
okay. They come back up, and the guard did have keys on him. So,
Unfortunately, not for this door.
Did he have anything else?
as funny as that statement is, it's true. This door, it has a large, like almost like a cylinder style key in it, where you put the whole cylinder in and crank it. He doesn't have anything like that on him. Other than that, he had his keys, his weapon, his armor, and no personal belongings otherwise.
And he was a human?
He was a human.
I'm going to take all his stuff. Clothing and all.
Can somebody look real quick? Does he have any markings on him?
I mean, I'm in the hole. I can let you know.
Yeah.
He does have a two-edged spear tattoo that runs down his left arm.
I'm gonna have him tie off a rope on the body so he can pull it out, so we can actually draw whatever the tattoos are.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, I could do that. I have drawing skills.
If you want.
Yeah, but do you have?
I want to leave the body down here. I don't want to bring the body out.
Okay. T, you can grab his spear easy enough, and it's a fairly standard Kren spear. His armor is going to take a little bit of time to get off. You're in a cramped position, and it's not simple studded leather armor. This is more like a breastplate. It's definitely leather armor in Kren fashion, but it has a breastplate worked into it, so it's more heavily strapped.
Yeah, I would definitely like to try and get that for one of my companions or myself to wear.
Okay.
Are any of us able to wear medium armor?
Yeah. Here's my question: can either
No.
of us wear it? I think the only people who would be able to is me and Othig. But can we even?
No, you guys
Not
can't.
currently.
You
I
would-
know that. Then I wouldn't want to take it. It can stay in there for now.
Okay.
Well, it's not that he couldn't. You can't use it now, but you could possibly use it later.
And you do know that breastplate is a rather expensive piece of equipment.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll stay in the well and make him naked.
All right, make a D20 check for me. It's just a time. How long does this take you to do? Not long at all.
I've undressed a lot of armored people, apparently.
Apparently, you have gotten a lot of men out of
My
their armor.
choices.
A lot of unconscious men.
Oh, God.
A
It
nat,
helps
tw-
that he's covered in water.
a nat 20 just makes things slippery, and yep, there it goes.
Oh, wow.
Off it comes, and
We are, in fact, eggplant.
Grummy comes up out of the well with with the Kren equivalent, Kren style breastplate, and his spear and set of keys. But like I said, the keys do not fit this door. He does not have the key for this door.
All right. So I'll try to wrap the lock up as I break it.
Right on. Make a D20 check for me to see how loud that gets. Oh, nice. 17. So you wrap it up, you position the blanket over that, and this side sounds very muffled. You barely hear it at all, but you do hear a little bit of an echo on the other side. So you don't feel like it was completely effective, but it was more effective than just snapping it.
Not.
Yep. And you realize what you snapped as these doors swing open was actually a steel bar that was holding it in place. And you snapped one of the rungs that was holding it and allowed it to slide down and swing out of the way. So good job. What you find on the other
job,
side
Thanos.
Hey, thanks, Thanos.
is another storage room. And in the middle of this storage room is a very familiar Vardo.
Oh,
Beyond these doors is another large chamber. This room has a very odd smell to it. Smoky incense, maybe? There are piles of boxes off to the east and another door to the south. Sitting in the center of this room is your clan's missing wagon.
Does
do any
it
of us
appear?
recognize the smell?
No. I
We
mean,
were just hanging out with an alchemist.
to some degree, it smells like church. These cargo walls, some of them are floor to ceiling. They're pretty tall. Not quite floor to ceiling, but they're stacks of boxes 6 feet tall.
Does it appear that anything is guarded? Like, is it roped down to a chain or something to keep it from going?
No, but a lot of these crates are secure. Like they're nailed shut. Some of them.
The 2 horses that are ours,
Mm-hmm.
we would be able to fashion them to be able to pull this Vardo, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
All the tack and harness needed to pull this Vardo is actually sitting right in front of the wagon.
Okay.
Do we feel like there's a downside to attaching all 4 horses?
You don't have the equipment to do so.
We have a tinker, though.
That would.
Yeah, but we don't know those other horses, so I don't want to hook them up to. I don't know those other horses.
Well, we're certainly not leaving the other horses here, because they're going to chase us with them.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We
We
can
would
let them
take
go.
2 horses. We would go out to our 4, and we can rope them together and ride them, attach them to the Vardo, or just like behind to bring them with.
You do know now, going in the back of this cave, that if you take this Vardo out of here, you have to take that eastern road that goes past the compound.
Yes.
So
We have to deal with that still.
Yep, you do have to deal with that still.
Yeah.
Do we feel like that would take us a long time at a fast pace?
No, but you do feel like you would be seen. You can't
Oh,
hide. You can't hide that.
And remember, it was like a 6-hour ride with fast horses.
It was 3 with fast horses. It'll be
3.
longer pulling a wagon.
Yeah, because that'll be like walking speed almost.
Yep, and you'll have to take the roads, which you skipped a lot of.
Okay.
Is that
Are
a
there
door
any-
down there?
That is a door
Right.
down there.
Can I open up the Vardo and see if our treasury is in there?
Most of the stuff, your family's personal stuff and things like that, are in here. However, the safe with the granite back gold in it is missing.
Okay. Not surprising.
Okay, so here's the question. If we leave and come back, if with the information that we have right now, if we leave, and I'm not saying that we're going to do this because I'm pissed that they stole our stuff. However, if we were to leave right now with the evidence that we have, would we be able to get army reinforcements?
There's the potential that they would leave. There would also be a
We've
3-hour.
only taken. Yeah, I mean it's 3 hour.
Plus, it's getting the garrison ready. Plus, it's getting the garrison out there, which won't be 3 hours. It would be longer than that. If they would send anybody at all, which they probably would if they were part of the rebellion, but
Yeah, I mean, but the other side of that though is this is our stuff. Where's the rest of the First of all, where's our money? Where's the rest of the
And
total
I
assets?
also would be concerned that we would lose out on our claim to recover our stuff. You know, if or not even our stuff. Like if we recovered all the stuff and we were to bring
Yeah.
it back,
That's
we
true.
would have the ability to say, "Hey, we have your stuff. Can
Okay.
we work out a deal?" Whereas this, if we got the army involved, it would be they would return it because that's what is expected. Like
'Cause
when
they
we
would've
encounter the
done the work.
bandits.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
So we still might have some sway for getting the army there, but
But there wouldn't be much
But-
of a monetary return, which is what we would still need.
mhm.
And again, this is only one Bardo. Where's the rest of the stuff?
stuff.
Can
So-
where Grummy see if anything in here is trapped?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check to find traps. Othig asked if the guard's keys fit the door to the south. They do. One of his keys will unlock the door to the south.
Hey, good call. Good call.
Investigation
while they're
14. While we're Grummy, while you're searching around for traps, the boxes down in this corner, there is a draft coming out from behind them, and a little bit of smoke every once in a while. It's through the cracks in the rock.
Like wood smoke or like charcoal smoke?
No, it is very heavy with that incense smell.
Okay.
Yeah, or how heavy are these boxes?
It's they're crates full of stuff. You don't know what's in them because they're nailed shut.
Are we able to move them?
Yeah, you could pick them up and move them.
Kind of
Yeah.
quietly.
Yeah.
As you guys go to move the boxes on that stack, they are all nailed together. Where do Grummy? Yeah.
Well, I think probably Othig and I. Do you think Othig and I would be able to move these boxes when if they're all nailed together?
Othig wants to smash them. You think you might be really hard pressed to move them? How would you like to move them? I mean, all four of you could easily get all your hands on there and attempt to.
I would like to lift with my back.
Okay. This is the
largest
strongest
muscle?
muscle in your body.
Yes.
Are we able to create any sort of leverage with a log or something to minimize the work that we're doing? Rope and pulley.
You could probably do some rope and pull. You don't have any pulleys, but you could probably rope them up and do some dragging of them instead. You could, yeah. So you guys set up.
How loud is that going to be?
It depends. If you're going to drag them across the ground, it's going to be quite loud.
Yeah.
Would
I mean-
it be better to look at this after we look in the other room?
Well, I'm just wondering if we can move these quietly to get a look into this room. I would love to do that, but if we can't, then I think it might be causing more problem than it's worth.
And you guys can make a strength attempt to lift them.
How about we do that?
All right, you get a couple of you squeeze in behind, two of you in the front. Give it some lift action. 12, 17, 19. Othig, you go to lift up your end and you hear a clunk on your end and it won't lift any higher. You and Grummy are really putting into it on your side and it won't lift any higher. And Thanik, as they do that, you look over, this thing's on wheels and there's a groove in the ground underneath these boxes. You don't think you have to lift this.
Let's not lift it, guys.
Let's just push it.
Yeah.
All right, you give it a shove and it slides out of the way. And once the boxes are out of the way, there is a fairly obvious secret door behind these boxes.
And then we hear the Zelda music.
You do then hear the Zelda music.
Um. Uh. If nobody else is, I mean, I'm sure we'll all, because we're all so brave, we'll all jump at the chance to go first. But,
Oh, where Grummy absolutely will go first.
yeah, let's have the one who uses ranged weapons in front.
And the highest stealth. I mean, I'm sure you could make something for us to scout ahead.
Yeah, I
Tinker
can.
bot.
Let me go back to our house so I can get back to my workshop. I'll get some roller skates. Lanti is not playing right now.
So are you guys going in the secret door?
Secret door.
Yeah.
All right.
Secret tunnel.
Into the secret tunnel you go. So you guys slide open the secret door, and once you know it's there, it is not hard at all. And it reveals a passage beyond that looks like and smells like it might be a prison. There is that heavy incense smell as well, but it also smells of rotting flesh and of human excrement.
Is the incense meant to hide the smell?
Maybe, because it's a pretty potent stink. It is very
Is
dark.
it the same smell we got from the other room?
It's the incense smell is the stink is new, and it kind of hits you pretty hard as you open this up.
Can I see if there's anybody in the cells?
You can. In the cells, you find it looks like there is a dead goblin in one of these cells, and he has been dead weeks, maybe? He's pretty rotten. There is also, and let's see, in this cell, the final cell down here, there is a few crates and boxes, and you're in the granite back chest.
Can I'd ask Wargrum to look and see if it's trapped?
Well, it's behind a locked door at the moment.
Okay, real quick. Before we touch anything, before we start moving anything, my initial instinct is to grab this and put it with our Bardo.
Yep.
Here's my concern, though.
I'll get to that in a second.
Here's my concern with this. This is all starting... I didn't mean to make a character who's so paranoid. I really didn't mean to.
It seems very easy.
Yes. I think this entire thing is just a huge trap. For us.
It very well could be.
So here's what happens, okay? We get all our stuff back, bring it back to town, and say, hey, look, we found where all the stuff is kept. And then instead of being hailed as heroes, Clan Red Rock says the only way that we could have known this is if we were the ones who took it in the first place.
The thoughts cross my mind. Let's just get this into the Vardo, and then we'll take care of your paranoia on the way back. But I want to have it in the Vardo, but then still probably look around more, because we're gonna have to make sure that we can get out of here safely.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be fighting something on the road trying to get away from everybody with the Vardo.
Yeah.
Okay. Othig, you asked if the guards' keys would work on the gates here, the prisoners' gates. They do not.
You want to try tinkering it?
I can, yeah. Ryan, in response to that, they're mercenaries. So, we already know. I already know. I think Grummy already knows that, and probably Mav already knows that this thing was what's the word I'm looking for? Forged anyways. The document that we own this mine was forged anyways. So probably already have notes that say that we hired them when we obviously didn't.
Mav's pretty sure that we didn't have a forgery.
Oh, come on. That was a 20. That was a 20.
It was.
That is instead a 4.
Oh.
Well, while you're tinkering with this lock, you hear something click. And then you hear a couple other things click. And the secret door slides shut and
No,
clicks.
it's gonna explode.
And now you hear what sounds like gas seeping into the room. As you got closer, let me show you a couple other things so you guys have your options. You were talking away, so I didn't reveal more of the map. There's a little bit more I can show you. There is a door right there to the south, around that bend, and then this hallway goes up this way. And you do see a ladder going up at the end of this hallway. The gas is coming from over by the secret door.
Mike, I don't know if this makes a difference. I had said that I was staying by the Vardo.
You actually said you wanted to check the door for traps.
You did.
The Vardo?
No,
I wanted to.
the cell
Somebody
door.
Somebody asked me to do it. I never rolled for it.
Oh, I don't
Wait,
remember
no,
you.
you said you were going in. You said you were going in. I
did
said
not.
we're all brave, and you said
You
I'm
did.
going first.
Yeah, and then you got snarky and said, "Yeah, the one with the arrows should go first." And I said, "Fine, I won't go.
No,
I'll stay by the Vardo."
Your rebuttal was I have the highest stealth.
I will ask my wife. I'm fairly certain I said it. I may not have been pushing the button, but it was good.
We can put you out by the Vardo if you want.
I mean, if this is where we're at, this is where we're at. I wanted to be by the Vardo, but it is what it is at this point. So
No, we'll put you by the Vardo. You see the secret door starting to close. Do you want to run forward and try and get in, or are you gonna sit back here by the Vardo? You could make it.
yep. With the investigation check that I had made, did I see anything after we opened it that looked like it would have been any type of mechanism?
That would have been a different investigation check.
Okay. You've let us hold on to things when they're engaged in specific things before, so
Yep.
I wasn't sure.
That was mainly about the crates, and then I gave you some more information about the wall, and you chose not to investigate that. That would have been
Correct.
Had you done that, then I might have said, yeah, the wall has some weird stuff about it. But so
Okay. Seeing that it's about to close, I'm gonna do everything I can to try and shove a crate into the way.
Okay, make a strength check.
No.
Not good. You go to shove a crate in the way, and you just can't quite make it fast enough. And the door closes, and you guys are now separated. What do you three guys want to do? There is gas coming out near the door, and it looks like there's a door to the south and the ladder to the north.
I'm gonna hold my breath and go, is there air? You don't know.
Do you want to try there is, Ryan, from what Othig can see, there are no keyholes on this side of the door. You can make an investigation check, but you will have to stand in the gas to do so.
Let's go look at the door.
Right where I
That's
moved
over
myself
here.
to.
Grummy is also going to try and look for anything on
wanna
this side that
see
might
if-
help.
Can we see if the key works in that door first before you bash it down?
I think he's talking about the secret door, correct? You want to smash the secret door? Yeah, the door with the gas coming out. You want to try and smash that. It is stone. It's not just a regular old door. It's a stone wall that slides in and out. So, okay. All right, so you're going to move away from the door then. So
Is there gas on my side too?
there is, you catch a whiff of what smells like chlorine, but it's not nearly as potent as these guys are about to experience. Grummy, what would you like to do?
I'd like to see if there's anything on this side that'll open the door, see if I can push it open, see if I can find anything on this side that would assist in getting through.
Okay. Make an investigation check then. Or is that what you did there?
I did a strength check. No, I did. When did I? Okay,
I
I'll
didn't-
take that. I don't know when I did it, but
That's fine. I didn't call for one, so make one.
huh?
All right, there it is. You do find a lever that is exposed on this side from where the boxes were. However, it seems to be locked into place at the moment. You give it a huge tug and it doesn't move. Let's move Othig out of that gas situation there.
All right. Well, I guess I will listen through the door to see if they're dying.
All right. You do not hear them dying. Let's see. You guys, what would you like to do? Do you want to try the door to the south, or do you want to make a move for?
I want to try the door to the south.
If it doesn't open right away, I have a maul.
We'll call that Plan B.
Yeah, that's fine.
The door to the south is locked.
Do we have a key for it?
Yes, the maul.
Right. You guys don't have the keys.
No. The south door is not the gas door. The secret door is the gas door. That's what I thought you were smashing down. I think there was some confusion as to which door was which. Yeah. Gas. Why didn't it draw a thing? There, gas door.
Can we definitively decide who has the keys here?
Othig definitely has the keys.
Okay.
He's been trying the keys on everything, so I'm going to say he definitely has the keys. No, the gas came from the secret door when it closed. And it's filling the hallway your way. Are you going to try and smash that door down? Yep.
Yes.
You said we didn't have a key to it?
You do not have the key to it. Yes, that is exactly what I thought of, Adam. When we were
Yes.
talking about pulling levers. That's... Feel I step on fortune cookie. That's... The gas is now to here. You, it will reach you if your action is not successful, whatever action you take against this door. Because you have already attempted to open the doors once.
I definitely want to smash it.
We tried the keys. The keys did not work. All right, make an attack roll on the door. You hit the door. Roll damage on the door.
Oh, come on!
That is not enough damage to break the door. It barely even lurches, and so now you guys are all in the gas, and I need you to make Constitution saving throws.
Am I looking at that right? Is there a ladder up over there?
There is a ladder up over
There
there.
is.
I have said so multiple times.
Multiple times.
All right.
Sorry, I was too busy with the key and smashing the door nonsense.
All right.
Let's
So
run over to...
you guys take Thanic's going to take all of it. The other two guys saved 6 points of poison damage. So you guys who saved get to have that to 3 and then get to have it again because you're dwarves. So for 1, Thanic, you take 3.
Okay.
And you can run for the stairs.
Do you want to try to hit it one more time?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, definitely. You guys go upstairs to get out of this, and I'll just whack this thing one more time.
No, I may be here to heal you in case you die.
I'm not going to take that much damage.
Where Grummy is
Well-
going for her ladder.
The one that goes upstairs.
No, we're going upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I missed the door.
you hit the door again. But do not manage to damage it at all this time.
My assumption, Ryan, on that is that because it's too small of an area.
I'm gonna pick up my trap on the way past too.
Okay. Hoping that the guys know that you're locked out of that other door that you'd head upstairs, you make your way for upstairs. I need another 2 more saving throw, or another saving throw, guys.
Ryan and I can sprint,
Yep.
so I don't know that we'd be in the.
In the gas. Well, you said you were staying till Thanik was done because you were going to heal him if he dies.
Yeah.
So
True.
I would say if anybody, Othig can get out of it if he wishes. So Thanik, you will save this time and only take 1 point of damage. Those of you who did not save, which is everybody else, will take 2 points of damage. Yes, you cannot all hit it in the same round because only one person can stand in front of the door. That's why. All right. Then you would have gone up. All right, so don't take your 1 point of damage then. Just the one from last round.
And then we're going up the stairs.
All right. So we are on a different floor. Grummy, you come up in a kitchen. Right here. There is an old halfling woman making some food here at the kitchen.
Kill
And
her!
there is an old halfling man arranging it on a tray. They appear to be servants.
Are they blind?
No. They are unfortunately not blind.
Do I feel like I have any chance of sneaking past them?
No, you do not, actually. You're pretty certain that if you move much more in this kitchen, they're going to notice you.
Okay, I'll wait here for a moment to see if I catch any commotion.
Okay?
So I will hold here.
All right. As you do
Like
that,
here.
the halfling man walks out of the room. And you think now if you are stealthy, you might be able to sneak through the curtains at the south corner of that room. He walked out of the curtains here. And then went that way. You feel like you could maybe sneak out there. You clowns come up into a small hallway nearby that has a door in it with a big lever off to the side of it.
A big lever?
There is a big lever in a small room at the top of these stairs, and there is a door with no obvious handle on this side of it.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Are we pulling the other lever? No, you're not on the map yet.
Yeah.
All right. You pull the other lever, and a secret door opens up into what appears to be an office of some kind. Right there. There's the office.
Is Michael in it?
No, Michael is not in the office. The bookshelf slides out of the way, and you three are there. Let's just get your tokens moved over to here. Then we can put Grummy up here, hanging out with her head poking up out of this trap door. Servant there. You three all kind of tumble out into this area here. The little hallway was this square room right here. You do smell cooking food. If that helps you at all.
Okay. Yeah. I will kind of go over by the door
Okay.
and open it, but like, going to poorly try to listen to see if
Okay.
anything's on the other side of it.
As you do that, Othig goes over to check the desk.
Okay. And I'll suggest Mav look at some of these books to see if there's any kind of paperwork in here.
Yep, I'm gonna read through just kind of look through it all,
Okay.
and it's not gonna be. It's a cursory glance, and everything else is just gonna go into a bag.
All right. Othig. Is that for the desk?
No, that's my look. Oh, both of them suck. Holy cow.
Yep.
Jeez.
Mav's not doing too hot either. Luckily, Othig, you open up the desks. You don't find anything interesting on the desk. There is a bundle of papers on the top of the desk. You're a little frazzled at the moment, so you just gather them all up. They look official, but you're a little nervous at this time, so you're not taking the time to read them. Mav, you don't notice anything overly interesting about the books. They're simple, regular titles that you'd see at anybody's house that keeps books. Kren history, common tales about stuff like that. Nothing real important. Grummy, what do you want to do?
She's going to go for it, but in the meantime, because she's a good cook, she wants to know how skilled this person is, to know if they're just a common cook, like a house worker, or if they're actually trained.
Okay. Make a perception check at disadvantages. Or do you really want to take the time to figure this lady out?
No.
Okay. You can.
Maybe she's good and we should hire her.
You can make a perception check at disadvantage. No.
She could be the cook at our cabin.
She's a hack. She's a total hack.
Of course.
She's putting turmeric in something, and you're like, who uses that anymore?
All right, and then I'll make my way to the southern end of the room.
Make a stealth check, please.
Do you want a new one from when I came upstairs?
I do. Because
Okay.
now you are actively trying to sneak past someone. That's
The
pretty
fact
darn
that you
good.
called it turmeric is so gross.
Isn't that what it is? Turmeric?
Turmeric.
Turmeric? Yeah, it's turmeric.
Turmeric. Turmeric is like... it's kind of turmeric. It's like got some tumors on it.
Tony, where Grummy slips through that curtain on the other side, and you watch as it looks like another house servant goes up the stairs right as you're coming around the corner. You feel like you almost bumbled into him, but he does not notice you're there, and you open up into a large common room. Thanik, as you open up the door and peek out, you see Grummy.
Sweet. I'll open up the door more.
I flip them off and hide.
All right, you guys now see each other. Do you want to join them in the room, or do you want to get them out of the room?
I will look back to see what they are doing. Are they still gathering stuff?
It looks like Othig's found a stack of papers. Mav hasn't found anything interesting in the books.
Okay. Do we want to all get back in the office so we can have a conversation about what to do next, or do we just want to act?
Obviously, we just act.
Okay. All right. So I will go down here, and I will do another perception check to see who's on the other side. I don't know.
You don't think anybody's standing outside that door.
Okay, so nobody's over here, so we should be safe.
You do see these are not doors on the north side of the room where Grummy came from. Those are curtains. So you do know if you do much in this room, there's a chance that sound will carry. And you do hear people moving around. And Grummy does know that there is at least 2 people north of these curtains.
Okay. I will just whisper over to Mav and Othig about just come here, hurry up. And I'm just gonna make a executive decision, and we're going south because nobody's down there.
We should go back into the basement
Why?
because we know there's no one down there. And there's
Yeah,
another
but-
door we haven't searched down there.
Yeah, but at this point, in order to get down there, we'd have to go through. Yeah, the gas. But all.
Or we go through the kitchen.
Yeah, but we'd all have to walk through the kitchen.
And
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Othig is hungry.
okay, you can grab some turmeric on the way, guys.
Turmeric.
Turmeric.
Yeah, I put turmeric on all my tumors.
It's not a turmeric.
Um,
What do you guys want to do?
I want to go south.
You can go south.
Mav?
All right, I'm going south.
So,
South. All right. You open up the south door, and it opens up into the outer courtyard of...
I'm sorry. I disconnected as soon as you said you open up the south door and...
You died. A giant 5-headed multicolored dragon just ate your face off.
Oh, no.
Adam, I could have told you that was going to be outside just by looking at the outside of the map.
You do see the outside courtyard now.
Oh, it is outside. Okay, so that's outside?
Yep, you have figured out where the outside is now. So you know that the wall is there. The gate is over here. You do see some stairs up to the wall over there now.
But there is another story up.
There is.
How do we get there?
There's stairs right by.
Oh, stairs right there. Right there. Sorry, I was totally misunderstanding this map. Let's go up the stairs. For some reason, those stairs, I was reading them as that those were the trapdoors that we came in for some reason. I don't know why I was reading. Oh, because we came in from right here. So I was thinking that we walked up the stairs to get here. That's why I was thinking that.
Sure.
So let's go up the stairs.
All right. You guys want to head up the stairs. We're going to go over to the other corner of the map now, so I'll bounce us over there. You go up the stairs and you hear a door closing to the south. And it looks like you're in maybe the personal quarters area of the estate. There are doors that you're guessing lead outside on the east and the west and north ends, but there are also doors leading into other areas of the compound here.
I would guess the two doors to the south go out to the wall.
I don't think they do.
I mean, you've
Because
been right so far.
If you look at the map, it's like right there. The big map, you know what I mean? The outside map. The stairs are right there. So we are getting out on the stairs right there. So there should be 2 rooms to the south. So I don't think those... They might ultimately lead outside, but there's 2 rooms right
I may open that door.
Which door? Oh, that door? Okay.
Yeah.
You open a door and you hear a voice say, "Who's there? Who's coming into the master's quarters?" And it sounds like it's coming from over to the west. And you see a table over there with scattered papers and several bags of gold. At least you believe it's gold because they're bags with the granite back family symbol on it. And you know that's what you all kept in the safe.
Yeah, charge.
Before they do, I'm just going to walk in nonchalantly and say that we're here to inspect the building.
There is an elf standing there, and he's dressed very well. He has a slave tattoo on his neck, and he says, "You, no such thing!" And he makes a break for the south doors, and he's yelling for the guards.
Okay.
Oh,
tackle him.
That was a good perception check. It still would have resulted in that, but make a grapple check.
Yes, this is what I want to be doing.
Against the elf, who rolls a 3.
Oh.
So you go to tackle him. He goes to dodge. He ducks down too far and smacks his face on the chest at the foot of the bed and rears up holding his head. And you just happen to flying crossbar him. Everybody else just sees Mav dive
Ridiculousness.
at this guy and take him out. You don't see all of the mayhem that happened, but he's got a now stuttering and stammering, gravely wounded elf butler underneath him.
Excellent.
What do you want to do with this guy?
You can talk to him. I'm gonna start looking around.
What is this slave tattoo of?
It's just it identifies him as an owned slave.
By who though?
It doesn't say who.
It's not red, whatever.
Red Rock?
The slaves aren't identified like that because you can buy and sell them.
Yeah.
So you don't have a family tag on their tattoo.
Yeah, they're just
I
identified
thought
as slaves.
We said that I thought we learned that they do it because the one elf was marked as a family's.
Some do. This guy does not.
Right, that was what I was trying to decipher.
Yeah, so theoretically you guys were both right. Let's see, Mav would actually be right there. So Thanik, you're gonna start looking around. There are more papers scattered. The bags that the Red Rock, holy cow, the granite back bags are on the table out here.
Okay.
And then it looks like this is obviously a bed chamber. So where would you like to start looking?
I'm going to actually go over by the door.
Okay.
Just to kind of. Do they open in or out?
They open out.
I'm also going to guard this door.
Okay.
Closed. Peek out.
Yeah. At the moment, is there something that I could put to like bar the door so I can't open? No, because they open out.
No,
So-
you don't feel like you could bar these doors. All right, Othig wants to still be out in the hallway.
Then I'll just stand by the door then to make sure that they're not.
Okay, Othig wants to check this door to the south. Othig, this door opens up into what appears to be a storage room of some kind with a ladder going up. This looks like a lot of the family's personal stuff is stored here.
I'm going to ask Thanik to hogtie the elf.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, no. I'm going to ask the hunter to hogtie the elf.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm just gonna I'll let you do it. I'm just gonna hold the doors closed.
Okay. So you guys tie him up. He's threatening to yell a lot and scream, but you obviously aren't going to let him do that. So you block him from yelling somehow.
I let him sniff one of my arrows, and I tell him that I'll put it in his pie hole if he keeps screaming.
He doesn't need even to smell the arrow nor see it to really be terrified of you guys. This guy is absolutely 100% a non-combatant. So he stops squiggling and screaming. You do tie him up. Anything else?
I'm going to grab our gold.
Okay. There's some other documents on the table as well.
Yep. And I want to look through all that.
One of them, you notice it almost right away, is a contract signed by Amcom, where it is similar in language to the one that was presented that night at your camp. Only this one is payment is only due if the mine is profitable, and it is payment on a schedule dependent on profits.
Oh.
I am going to grab that and secure it on my person.
Okay. And so it looks like a lot of it looks actually going through, you know what the book said you had because you were helping with that. It looks like most of it is here. There is also on this table a crystal key.
Oh, what key?
It looks like it's made of crystal.
Crystal key.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to throw this out there. Do we want to leave with just the gold and the contract?
Possibly. Did you share that with us?
Yeah, I'm going to share that with you.
All right, I'm gonna.
And if Othig shares the other room, I'd say that we go investigate that other room as well.
Yeah, definitely. while you are kind of counting the money, I guess, doing that, I am going to get. I'm gonna lean over to the guard, not the guard, the elf guy, and just real slowly, just get up to his face, real slow, like so that I'm like just inches away from his face, and just real quietly. How did you get this stuff? And if you don't answer me,
To be honest,
I haven't killed anybody in a long time, and I don't want to forget how.
oh dear, make a deception check.
That's not a deception check. I haven't killed anybody in weeks. There's
To be fair, I'm the one that
not
killed
a
someone
deception-
today.
Bad.
Okay.
Can I assist by saying, yeah, and I've already got you one up for the day?
It's true. It's true. It's so true.
Yes, you can assist.
Okay.
This is a very intimidating situation this man finds himself in. So, 14. That's better. He says, I'm not sure if I believe you, but I really don't want to die. I'll tell you the truth. I don't know where it came from. Master Achilleos, I'm sorry, Master Achilleos brought it back some 3-4 weeks ago, I believe.
You know that name?
Othig would. Achilleos is the name of the human that was at the tavern.
That's what I. Okay. And you were there by yourself, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. But you're still in the other room.
No, he came back over.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that's Achilleos is the name of the human that was with, what's his face? I can't remember that guy's name.
Red Rock.
Yeah,
Correct.
And yeah,
Red Rock boss. His name is
I always want to say Kranich, but
it's with the D, I believe. I'm scrolling up to find it. Drekken.
Reckon.
Do we in this moment feel like Red Rock is innocent and that the human is trying to set up every? That was to the DM as well. I mean, I'm asking.
That's entirely up to you guys. I mean, I've presented you with a bit of a mystery. How you interpret it is how you interpret it.
That will affect how I deal with what I sent you, Mike. Just so you know.
We have
Okay.
had a combative relationship with the Red Rocks for an extended period of time, though, haven't we?
4.5 centuries.
Yeah.
and regardless of everything else, if you took everything else out of the equation, they presented us with a contract stating we had to pay them 7,500 gold.
No
and
way.
He has another contract that states that it was only if the mine was successful.
And the
Yeah.
human was the dude fighting with Amco.
He
Yes.
was. The first night he was fighting with him all alone.
So that would lead me to believe that it was not just them trying to play off Red Rock, that it's more of a in cahoots. Especially
I
with
think
Rebellion.
I think the human did the
Yeah.
negotiating, and Red Rock was just informed afterwards that his mine got sold.
It
and
is
this
in-
was
Yeah, that's not a bad. Now here's the thing: the Red Rocks are scumbags.
we all think that, but is it true?
Well, it was true long before this human came along. You know
I
what
would
mean?
ask if it matters in this situation.
It might, because it might determine who's going to die.
Well, I'm not really looking. Mav would not be out to kill anybody.
That
He
makes
wants
one
the
of us.
money and
They
get
killed
back.
my father,
Well, that's true.
and I have poison, and it's meant
We don't
for
know
one
that.
person.
We don't know that.
We don't know who did it though.
We don't know if anybody did it. A scorpion.
Grummy is having none of that discussion. That is her stance.
Listen, if you want to murder somebody, you better make sure it's for a good reason. If you want to
Also-
murder, if you want to murder another member of the Empire, you better make sure that's for a good and lawful reason.
Yep, and they sure didn't either. So
Well, but more importantly,
You're better
all
than
that
that.
aside,
no,
we
I'm not.
have a mission for the clan above family. Like, if we don't get money back or the contract back, the clan loses.
Right, you tell me that when your dad's dead.
I will.
We'll see.
Clan before the individual.
You guys are seeing a piece of Where Grummy that has been semi-dormant the entire time, but now that she knows that she has targets, there is a vengeance and nothing but vengeance in her entire delivery.
I want you to know that I am with you 100%. As long as this is the correct and deserved response. If
She's
they
gonna kill the elf.
If they kill, no, I won't let you. I actually won't let you.
I don't know how to handle that because that is definitely her intention in this moment.
You can try, but I won't let you. So I would do everything I could to wrestle you to stop. Because at the very least, we are not executioners.
We're
And
also commoners.
The more that we
It's true.
the more evidence that we destroy, the less likely it is for the real person who killed your father to find justice. If we kill this elf, there's even less evidence to find out what actually happened to your dad.
I can't even look at the camera. I can't.
Yep. Adam, I'm gonna need a persuasion check because I can tell you where Grammy's at on all this, and you're definitely gonna need. So yeah, where Grammy's definitely making an attack roll on the elf.
You have to make it against me. I'm already on top of.
I was gonna
I am
say,
already
do you have a protection style that allows that?
Actually, theoretically, Mav is on top of the elf.
Well, he's going to have to do it on me.
I just tied up the elf per request.
Oh, that's
so I'm
true.
actually the one on top of the elf.
That's true.
Wasn't I just talking to the elf?
He tied the elf up, so nobody is on top.
Yeah, but I was on top of him threatening.
I understand.
All right, everybody is attempting to prevent you to do this.
I know.
That's fine. So the only way that this makes sense is to just do an initiative.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
All right, you guys can roll initiative.
Oh my gosh, really? Oh, you knew that! You knew you had that!
Of course he knew, but you suggested it, so.
I did.
I wasn't going to suggest initiative because I knew. So yeah, that is where that'll go.
All right, you guys are fighting about it. You are arguing about it. You make valid arguments about it. Othig, because he can't talk, I'm going to allow the last minute wait. Because he can't really chime in on this tonight. He has one more valid argument. No, you're all in the room because Grummy's the one who tied him up. That's just where we left it, the token. Sorry. Yeah, lame. Ryan's now feeling better. Alright, so where Grummy is up first. You gonna go through with this?
Yeah, she's angry, she's mad, and everyone involved. She wants everyone down.
Okay. So you watch her pull out one of her arrows that she poisoned and stab this dude in the neck. Make an attack roll. He does not have a high AC. You do have advantage. He is restrained.
I'm just gonna use my spear stats because it's a melee thing.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, this guy, he takes. Well, you can roll it. It's your weapon. He takes 1d4 piercing damage from the arrow as a hand-to-hand weapon. Functions like a dagger. And then he takes 20d6 points of poison damage from the Reaper's Servant.
You guys, one other thing, you guys have heard her never refer to an elf as anything other than a dog. She is she's one of the members of the clan that are remarkably racist as well.
So there's no chance in the world that this guy survives this. You watch the Reaper's Servant poison take over his body within seconds. He stops breathing almost immediately, and you watch shortly thereafter as his eyes begin to liquefy, and the poison is just ravaging his body. So there's that.
Mav's leaving the room.
Where Grummy's just going to sit on the floor crying.
And kind of sneak in through the kitchen and try to get back downstairs.
Okay. Everybody else? Grummy's crying.
Panic's over here.
You took the gold, Andy?
Yep.
Okay. And the paperwork?
Yep.
Othig, what did you say was over in this room over here? It was storage, but what kind of storage?
He didn't do an
personal items
actual
of the family.
investigation. At a surface glance, it looked like personal items of the family.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna ask Grummy who bought this slave. Oh, that would be good to know if he was still alive. Maybe you can figure out a way to get that information from him. But I'll be honest.
Tony didn't hear what you said, I'm sorry.
He was giving you some crap about not being able to get any more information out of the elf. He did it very well.
Who owns the slave?
Yeah.
He said this is his master's house. We heard him say that when we came in.
Whose house is this?
He did say it was the human. It was.
He did say that?
Yeah.
Because
He
that's
called
not
him.
what I heard.
He called him
What I
Master
heard is that-
Achilleos.
Yeah, that's all he said though. He didn't say anything. He just said Master Achilleos. He didn't say who owns the house, who's been. We can make assumptions.
That's true.
We can, based off of what he said, because he asked who was entering the master's room, and then he called his master Achilleos.
Yes, but if it's
Is he in the house? How many
if
guards
it's
are here? Where are the
if it's a
guards?
slave.
What else is protecting the house?
if he's a slave, everybody is his master. So who's the master, or is it just a master?
Yep.
There's
He
all
has no
kinds
master
of
now.
information that we don't know. All kinds of information.
Yep.
If it's a slave, if I have a slave and I have a son, that's
You're not going to tell him anything.
What?
If you have a slave, you're not going to tell him anything.
It wouldn't stop the slave from overhearing things. But yes, we need to move on.
Yep. I'm also, as the DM, just going to move on. It was a very character-driven moment that created some interesting drama and some interesting tension, and it should not be drawn out.
No. As a player, totally 100%. You're great. You're
Okay.
great.
Even as characters, there's a point where you just stop drawing stuff out, though, too. Because it is 9:09, and there's still stuff to do. So you guys want to head back downstairs and into...
Mav wants to get out of the house.
Okay. All right.
So does Where Grummy.
Wait. Othig gave us a wait.
I liked Andy's idea of leaving the cart, taking the evidence, and being done. there's a caster here that we haven't we haven't met yet, and we should leave while we can.
I would leave that to the military. You tell them where they are. We have what we need. We have proof that we don't owe the money. That was what our goal was. We're commoners. We don't fight.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're back in the same spot that we were. I mean, other than we have this.
No, because all we need to do is sneak out of the house, get back to our horses, and leave.
No,
Correct.
I'm saying that we were in a similar position from where we were in the beginning when I asked that, but the difference is that we have this. We have the whatever you call it, the paperwork that says that we don't actually owe them anything. So we no longer need to find everybody else's stuff in order to get.
Correct.
from
Yes.
it. So, yeah.
And there's an elf that's dead there with the same poison that killed Amcom. So at least there's that. A connection between the two.
Yeah, but that's not a connection because I'll tell them what happened.
Only if you tell them.
Well, I will tell them though.
That's where that's left.
Okay.
Are we sneaking out, or does Ryan want to try and search? I didn't see a response from him in the... Okay.
If Othik, if you have a compelling argument, then I'm totally willing to hear it.
I don't think he can make a compelling argument today without much of a voice. I mean, but I think his argument is there's dangerous stuff here. There's other people's stuff here. There might be more information you guys could find out.
We might need some more information because the bottom line here is as soon as we leave, somebody's gonna find this dead body. And by the time that we get the military over here, they might not be here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully in some of the paperwork that you grabbed, Mav, it'll have some information about them, about what's his name hiring these mercenaries.
Achilleos.
Yeah. Oh, did you grab that key? The
crystal key?
Crystal? Yes.
Did you did grab it? Do
Yes.
we want to go back downstairs and follow that down anywhere?
We can.
No, we don't have the luxury of information outside of the clan no longer has any legal. The Red Rock clan has no legal right to demand any more money from us. In fact, they may actually owe us money.
This is pretty much going to go to the courts. We're going to present our document showing that we don't owe the money. They're going to present their document that says that we do owe the money. We have our gold back. We could search the rest of the building, but Mav's concern is the clan. It's nothing more than the clan, and we have what we need for the clan.
Right.
I love how much of a bureaucrat you are.
What?
He's a good dwarf.
Such a bureaucrat.
No, I mean I'm with you. So while we don't necessarily have information about who, more in depth about who stole, I mean we can make some inferences, but we don't have a whole lot of proof in that sense. And by the time that the military could come out here to corroborate some of that, this whole place could be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That is a valid argument.
So that's kind of where we're at the moment. The question is, the question at this point is, do we get out with our money, or do we stay here and try to burn the Red Rocks down?
Our conflict's gone back 4.5 centuries. I mean, it's not going to be fixed or ended in one night by 4 commoners.
No, but we can make a hefty what's the word I'm looking for?
Sway in the
Dent.
power.
Yeah. So, Othik, if you want to look more in here, I will totally stay here with you and look some more, see what we can find.
All right. See what Othig says. It's fine. What's that mean? Does it mean we're staying? Does it mean you're going? I can move on either way.
Grimmy, what are you thinking?
Grummy would like to leave.
Okay.
She's not making eye contact with anybody. She's just staring at the floor at the moment, but she wants to leave.
Guess we're leaving.
Okay. So you guys sneak back down. You make stealth checks as you move through the first floor. 17's good. 17's good. 20 is good. Where Grummy is very distracted by her own problems at this moment, but everybody else did fantastic, so you guys pull her along. Are you going back? Which door are you going? Ladder are you going down? The kitchen
We have
or
to go through the kitchen, I think.
Kitchen, yeah.
okay? All right. So I want to make a couple of rolls here. Another one because. All right. Right as you guys are getting into the trap door, the other halfling, the male, comes back into the kitchen, and he thinks he sees you moving somebody over by the trap door, but he's not sure because there's a table in the way. And he says, "What is that over there?" And the woman turns around and says, "What, are you seeing things again?" And they start to have this old person talk, and he's like, "No, I definitely saw someone over by the trap door." And she says, "Well, maybe it's Cedric." And he's like, "No, that pompous jackwagon always goes all the way around the back rather than using the trapdoor." And she's like, "Well, maybe he's in a hurry." What do you guys want to do? Grummy, you're the last one on the ladder, most likely, because your stealth check was terrible.
I'm just leaving. I mean, I don't want to engage them.
Okay, so you guys just keep going down the ladder. They continue to fight about who could have possibly been over there. They don't actually take the time to go investigate, though. So you make it back down into the cavern, and you make it to your horses, your two stolen horses. The two-bladed spear mercenary horses are there as well. Are you taking your Vardo?
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff in it.
I really want it. That's my house.
Mav is saying no, it's a bad idea. Othig, yes.
Mav would vote no just because we can't get out stealthily with a
Yeah,
Vardo.
but
We're not going to get out stealthily with horses either. I say we split up. The wagon goes one way, two people go split one way, the other way on the horses. And if they chase the Vardo, the two people on the horses can circle around back and engage them from.
we're not getting out stealthily no matter what. So let's
Well,
just grab
Mav
our
wasn't going to take the horses.
What?
I'm not leaving my
Mav
horse.
wasn't going to take those horses.
Yeah, you guys were definitely planning on taking the horses here. Right?
Yeah, but I think so,
No,
yeah.
Mav was not planning on taking these horses.
Oh, you're going to sneak back to your other horses.
Yes.
I'm not leaving my horse here. If we're right, and when we come back, they won't be here, my horse will be gone.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how we leave. If we are super sneakily leaving, or if we make the biggest ruckus in the world, they are not going to be here when we come back. We left a dead body upstairs, and all the
Correct.
back money is gone.
But if we make a big scene leaving, they can follow.
That's
if we
fine. Let them
stealthily
follow.
get-
We're going to the magistrate.
We have a long ride to get there, though.
That's fine.
And
That's
their
plenty
horses.
of time for them to intercept us.
Not without horses.
I would kill the horses. So
I think
they
the
can use
Vardo's
them,
out of the
go
question.
back to ours, and ride our horses back. It's a loss for the clan, but not more than losing all the money contract.
How about this? why don't Mav and I can do it. Or whoever. I'll take one of the horses. Somebody else take another one. We will make a huge scene and we'll leave. And then somebody else hook up our draft horses to the Bardo and leave when people are chasing us. We'll take a different.
I would not worry about the Vardo. If you want to take your horses, that's fine. I'd have 2 people take the horses, make their scene to get out, and then the other people stealth to the other horses. Leave the Vardo.
Yep. In this moment, so Grummy's gonna look at you, Mavamine, and basically just say, if you need to get out with the paperwork because you want to save the precious clan, you can sneak away. I will cause a distraction. I will take what is mine, and I will find my own way home.
That's fine with Mav.
Then leave.
All right.
And she's gonna start getting her horse ready.
I'll get on the other draft horse and go with.
All right. As you guys are mounting up on the horses, the doors south of the Vardo open, and out steps a man in robes that Othig recognizes. He is followed by a zombie kobold. Not kobold, goblin, excuse me. He's a zombified goblin. And he begins moving his hands around in an odd pattern and mumbling some words that nobody understands. Let's roll initiative.
Can I counterspell that?
If your turn comes up first.
Even
That's
if
not how
doesn't
Oh, it's a
Counterspell
reaction.
works.
It's a reaction. You're right. So yes, you will be able to counterspell that. And your turn's probably coming up first because the zombie rolled way higher than the bad guy.
Wait, the zombie is the one who's casting the spell?
No. But your turn is certainly coming up before this guy's turn.
Oh, okay.
Because the zombie rolled a really high initiative, and he did not.
Have any of the others of us met this guy?
You might have seen him at the inn that night, but nobody else met him.
What night?
The first night.
was-
No, Grummy, you
Yeah.
wouldn't have. He was at the inn arguing with Amcom, and the 3 granite backs saw him for sure.
So
But Othig is the
Grummy's not
only
here
one
today.
who spoke with him. All right, you guys were getting your 2 horses ready. You guys were getting ready to get out, and these guys come through this door here. This door is now open. Goblin in front. Thanik, you snap that token open as this guy goes to cast his spell, and his spell fizzles, and he is furious at that happening.
How do you pronounce this guy's name again?
Achilles.
Achilles.
Okay.
So Grummy, you're up.
with an arrow. Is he targetable? Yeah.
Yeah. You normally would have hit him. Unfortunately, you watch as a shimmering mystical shield pops up around him and deflects the arrow.
You are so happy about it.
Me? Happy that something
Hey,
like that just
I would
happened?
like you to know I wasn't the one that harassed you with that spell. Thank you very much.
I would like everyone to know that I never felt harassed. I was just frustrated by an in-game mechanic that always played out against me. So, and then the zombie comes running forward. And it is going to attack Mav. And this thing is fast. It's real fast. And...
Where Grummy would have taken a step back on her turn, by the way.
okay. Mav, will 15 currently hit you?
Yes.
All right. And then it is going to slash at you for 3 points of damage. Othig, you're up. Oh no! Othig winds up with his spear and goes to attack the zombie, but unfortunately misses. Thanik.
Thanik is throwing caution to the wind. Would I take it?
You would have to run out past the zombie.
Okay.
And so
I am unfortunately not attacking recklessly. I am attacking with abandon.
the zombie is unfortunately going to critically hit you with his attack of opportunity.
Seriously? Holy cow.
Seriously. T, no, that was your last one.
Well, guys, it was good to play with you.
I was giving you 2 because I figured you'd use one on this guy and maybe one on a guard to silence him. So, alright.
Is it retrievable?
9 points of damage. No, it's not. It's shattered against the shield.
9 points of damage?
Yep.
Alright, well.
Mav, you're up.
No, I didn't attack yet.
Oh, sorry, Thanik, you're still up. It's still your turn. You do smuck your maul right into Achilleos' face.
Is that goes through his shield?
That will go through his shield.
Sweet. Oh.
For 12 points of damage. You hit him hard. You hit him hard enough to spin him around. And he staggers a little bit after you clobber him and moves back and forth. And then he sneers at you.
I'll sneer back.
Mav, now you're up.
Is going to come up and heal Thanik.
Can you do that?
Yeah, healer kit. You can use his action to do it.
Oh, I thought you could only do that out of combat. Oh, no, we did that all the time. Never mind, you're right.
Do you want to... Oh, yeah, zombie can't react. It already used its reaction.
It did already use its reaction.
Yeah.
I hit him like a cartoon character.
You totally did. You clobbered him just like a cartoon
Oh, I
character.
forgot. I'm bleeding out. How much did you heal me for? 6? Perfect.
6.
Oh, you
took
did it already. Awesome, thank you.
Let's see. What's he going to do? He is going to... Yeah. He's going to cast Magic Missile at Thanik. And he is going to hit you for 9 points of damage.
Holy cow. Are you serious?
I am serious.
Jeez. I'm bleeding out. Again.
Again. And Grummy, it's your turn. Oh no. That's a nat 1. That is a nat 1 for Grummy. So please give me another d20 roll, T. Okay. No bad things happen. Zombie.
She's then going to move here, and she's going to look over her shoulder at Mavamine and say, if this turns, you need to leave if you want to save the...
And I don't know.
And she'll impose herself between Mav and...
Okay. All right. Zombie is going to attack Othig. Othig, does a 17 hit you? Othig is hit by a 17. And he's only going to hit you for 2 points of damage, though. It is your turn. Oh, no!
Man.
2, and that's going to be a miss. Mav, did you have your headset on while you were away? Okay. Just want to make sure that you heard T's message. Thanik, it's your turn.
Getting real nervous, guys. I'm gonna hit him again.
You do hit him again.
How's he look?
He looks terrible.
Is it because he's a lich?
It's because he is a lich. Actually, make a perception check.
Oh, he is a lich.
Nope, you don't know what's going on.
He's a lich. I do know what's going on.
All right. Mav. No, we can't hear you, man.
You're muted.
Muted. Nope. I hate this thing. We could read the lips. Mm-mm. Still can't hear you, buddy. All right, well, you hit him. Chuck your spear at him,
Okay.
I'm guessing. There it is.
There we go. I'm gonna chuck a spear at him and
Right.
do 0 damage.
You do 1 damage, and he is still standing.
You do 0 damage.
And it's his turn. And
I have a question.
Yeah,
Before you kill me, I have a question.
sure.
You can only be healed with the healer's kit once per long rest.
Correct.
If I go unconscious, can he still use the healer's kit to get me back up?
To stabilize
I
you,
can
I would.
use it
Yeah.
to stabilize you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. So, what
Level 6 magic missile.
he looks very panicked at the moment. And he puts his hands out and fire erupts from them. And I need you guys all to make dexterity saving throws.
Well,
Actually, Othig, you don't. He can't get you. And Thanik.
Does that mean he's hitting the zombie too?
He is hitting his own zombie, that's for sure. And
did you say he can't hit me?
he can't. He can. If he's hitting Othig, he can't hit you. And he definitely wants to hit you. Grummy will definitely save with the 20. Mav will definitely fail with the 2. Othig, you didn't need to make it, and Thanik will save.
Yeah,
Othig, or Mav, you're being hit by this spell effect. Please make a wisdom saving throw for me. That's a fail. Okay.
May I, Mike? Because I had made the statement that I was imposing myself in the way. May I choose to fail to give Mavamine advantage?
Not for this.
Okay.
If it was if you want him to fail for the damage, that's fine, but not for the wisdom saving throw I just made him take.
That was the part.
Okay.
Was to block the damage.
Yes.
To give advantage on the saving throw.
You can definitely do that. Mav, you have been granted advantage on your saving throw, and Grummy will fail. That's unfortunately still not enough.
Okay.
So
I tried.
you did indeed try. So fire erupts from his hands and washes over you guys, and you are all going to take 7 points of fire damage. Half if you saved, but I don't think at this point anybody saved.
Thanik did.
No.
That did not do him much good.
Did I save? I did save.
You
but-
did save.
Yeah.
And
Mav
then
is
unconscious?
unconscious.
Yeah.
Yay!
I had 1 hit point.
Oh, well, I'm still proud of you.
all right, unfortunately Mav goes down, Thanik goes down, and this guy turns and he's now looking Othig's way. And he's looking a lot more confident in what he's doing. So, Grummy, you're up.
No.
Wait,
Gosh.
who just down? Me and Mav?
You and Mav both went down, and Grummy just missed with her short bow again.
I'm at 0. I'm not dead. I'm just unconscious.
There to get up in this
Stable.
guy's face.
Okay. Othig, you're up.
And Thanik's at 1 hit point?
Thanik's,
No, I'm at.
he
no, I'm
had
at-
1 left when he got
I
hit.
had 1, and then I took 7. How much did I take?
9. No, you would have taken 4.
So yeah. So I'm at -3.
Othig's gone. Okay, I'm gonna roll his attack roll for him. Actually, I'm not. We should wait for him so he can make a choice.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on here.
There might be a
It's all right,
different
guys.
tactical
I'm gonna-
decision.
I'm gonna nat 20 my saving throw, and I'm gonna smuck him in the face and kill him.
It's the way to do it.
I'm just upset this guy's dodged every single attack I've made.
Yep.
Yeah, seriously.
Garbage.
Ryan, it is your turn. You have the zombie and the caster are still up. Grummy has ran forward to fight him. Thanik and Mav are both unconscious. Thanik is dying. Yep, he burning hands to the group, and so everybody took area effect damage. You actually did not because you were out of the cone. Oh, the zombie took damage too, though. Gotta make sure I put that in there.
Did he succeed on his saving throw?
He did not.
I'm just unconscious. I'm not dying.
Is a potion an action or a bonus action?
To give it to somebody else, it is an action. To use it yourself,
Take
it
it.
is a bonus.
Oh, on my turn, I would have taken my potion then.
Okay.
I totally forgot about that.
Hey, that'll help.
So 5 hit points back. Yeah, dude, I gave them to you because I knew this
Yep.
guy was coming.
Yep. Dang it.
Gotta be good at something.
What are you doing, Othig? No, that was for Grummy. He used it. She used it on herself.
I only had a bonus action left, Ryan.
The caster looks like he's not doing well, but he has just incinerated half your group. The zombie looks pretty hurt too. The caster actually looks like he's bleeding out pretty bad. Like maybe had Andy rolled anything but a 1 or a 2, he might have died.
Actually, a 1, 2, or a 3.
Zombie? Oh, man.
Because
Alright.
my 3 would have been a 2.
So you hit the zombie,
And 20
and
this time.
it stands back up after you put it down. All right, Thanik.
Nope.
But it is a success.
I mean,
Mav,
it's a success, but
Mav doesn't have to make one.
Can he make one?
He doesn't have to.
But he might get back up.
This guy,
yeah.
what's he gonna do? I got any spell I do? All right, make a roll. Evens or odds roll. All right, that's what he's doing. He thinks he can take you. Tony, you watch as magic missiles erupt out of this guy's hand and come flying towards you.
I'm gonna die.
Oh, you are not gonna die. That's terrible. 7 damage. Actually, you are gonna die probably, huh? Yep.
That's
That's exactly
hit
what
points.
you needed. Yep, that's your hit
Yep.
points. All right, down goes Grummy. Othig, you are the only one still standing.
We're
Grummy.
doing so well, guys, and then we're gonna TPK in the final hour.
The zombie. And zombie will miss you with a 3 on the dice. So Othig, it's your turn. There's the caster and there is the zombie. Oh, shoot. You had advantage, and the other one was a 1. You're going to have to re-roll that because he was unconscious.
Don't attack the zombie. He's just gonna get up. Attack the caster.
That is not going to hit.
Well, it's been fun, guys.
All right, the caster backs up. He is out of spell slots, luckily enough, but he is going to huck a dagger at Othig. And that is a 9 on the dice. That is going to come close, but not hit you. Thanik, I need another death saving throw from you in there.
Oh, yeah.
16, that's 2 successes. Let's see. Zombie's turn. He's going to try to hit Thanik. Not Thanik, Othig.
Yeah.
And he will hit you, Othig, for 3 points of damage. It's your turn, buddy. That'll hit him. And here comes the death save. Zombie stays down. No more zombie.
Loud.
Thanic, death saving throw, please. As Othig runs towards the caster. That is your first fail.
First fail.
Alright, Mav doesn't need to make him. Caster sees that you ran up on him. He pulls his other dagger out. Actually, he's going to cast a cantrip. He doesn't need to throw a dagger. Why did I do that? That was stupid. Firebolt. He shoots a firebolt at you. He is at disadvantage because he's in melee range. And you are a lucky duck because of it, because 13 does not hit you, correct? Correct. Alright, so he misses you. Oh no. Alright, you're still good.
Oh, is this... Wait, where are we? Is this my turn now?
It is your turn. I need another one from you. That's the success, so you have now stabilized.
I was hoping for a nat 20 so bad.
17 hits you, does it not, Othig? It does. So if this... Oh, no, it's at disadvantage. Gotta remember that. That's a nat 20, so the 17 will stand. Why did it roll two of those? Oh, they're both 8s, so it doesn't matter. I thought it was a crit. So, Ryan, you were hit for 8 more fire damage. And Othig goes down. So, the next thing you all realize is
We are sold to slaves.
you wake up in the slave market in Illinois. You are on the slave block. Several of the other granite backs are also there. You have none of your stuff. You've been stripped of everything you own. Multiple granite backs have slave tattoos on them already. Oren is in a public prison cell. And he is marked with a traitorous rebellion mark. You guys are on the auction block, and there is a cloaked man bidding on you. He bids a lot of money on the 4 of you. You are sold to him, and you are taken by him after the auction to a building not far from the auction site. He pulls back his hood, and it's a human man, and out of the shadows of this room steps Khalid Iron Fist, the guy who helped you out at the what do you call it? Governmental building. He says, I can't help all of you, but you 4 showed the most promise. I know what they did to you. I know the Red Rocks did you wrong. It wasn't just the one guy. It is the whole clan. They tried to take stuff from us too as the Iron Fist. We stopped them before they were able to make away with it, but we got a hold of one of their mercenaries and tortured him, and we found out what was going on too late. I've bought you 4 in hoping we can set this right, but it's gonna take some time. And for now, you can't be here. Most of the others were sold to the Red Rocks. I don't know if we'll ever even see them again. So I'm sending you boys, and you, Lass, on a ship out of here. To the Southern Empire. And maybe, in time, we'll see what we can do about this. And that's where we're going to stop. That's where I'll leave you.
It's so irritating.
But it wasn't a TPK. You were all unconscious. Every stinking last one of you.
Yeah.
So, no one dies. But you're all now sold into the
Slaves.
Empire. So, and I will privately discuss with you this coming week what you all do while you're doing that. It will be slightly different than all of the things I already wrote up for you and planned, but not too terribly different.
Crikey.
Crikey indeed.